You're listening to the Boxing Coalition.
And it just broke the guy's heart. The guy had nothing left, and he knew he couldn't last another 4 or 5 rounds.
Ricky Wars just smashed his soul.
What it is, let's get it.
Fuck that, get your chest in, nigga. You hear me?
Let's get it.
Go kick his motherfucker.
Get that motherfucker in.
Let's see you do this. Little step back, bang, bang, bang. Little step back, bang, bang.
Bang, 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 bang. Try and stop it. Bang, bang. Here I come. Bang.
You want to throw sometime?
Bang.
Body shot. Boom, 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 boom. And go to the body. Kill that body. You took his nuts, now you gotta take his heart.
Yeah, take his whole soul away.
Yeah, get out of here, Dale. I'll see you later. Fight someone credible. Get out of here.
He was higher than a motherfucker. I'll tell you, he was stoned as fuck.
No, it's only a majority decision if there was an even score. There's no even score here. You're an official, right? You're an official of the state. Well, then you don't understand how to score.
Oh, my God.
Unbelievable. The crowd here on Fuego.
He's ready to be whooped, man. He's ready to be whooped. He's ready to be whooped.
And Howard Foster has stopped it. Wow. That is going to be controversial.
But you really liked to stand toe-to-toe with him in the 12th round, even if you thought you won the fight.
It was done.
Did you like that? I love you.
Hi. And welcome to the Boxing Coalition. A place to discuss anything boxing. We have a rotating panel of hosts that consist of Kimo, Ma Alpha, Cam, Daniel Lim and MV2. If you want to have your say, call in on Skype, just add Box Coalition, and get involved in the show.
Hi guys and welcome to the Boxing Coalition. My name is Cam. Joining me tonight are Mao Alpha, Dave the Sinister, Daniel Lim. Hopefully a few more people will be on soon. MV2 will be on in about an hour or so. How's it going, fellas?
How are you, man?
What up? What's happening, boys? Mao, I'm going to you first. To me, the headline fight of the weekend was Vasyl Lomachenko versus Gary Russell Jr. I know it wasn't the main headline on the night, but that was the fight I was looking most forward to. What did you think of the fight, Mao?
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. I mean, that was the most intriguing fight, especially Lomachenko coming from a loss, maybe disappointed some of his fans for losing against Salido, but now he had his revenge against Russell. And I picked Lomachenko. I think that the fight was really entertaining. I think that we saw a high skill level match. And I think that I was surprised at moments with Lomachenko because I thought that Russell was there to be taken. I mean, I think that Lomachenko could have maybe scored a knockdown or a knockout against Russell, but I was surprised by his lack of activity, and I always thought that he had really good stamina. I don't know because the guy said in his post-fight interview that he was studying, he was, maybe he takes some round off to see what Russell was bringing to the table. But I think that we could see there's a lot of room for Lomachenko to improve. But it was a really great fight, in my opinion. I mean, Lomachenko, and let's be honest, I mean, Russell is a very fast guy, but he couldn't do anything against Lomachenko. I mean, Russell couldn't even connect cleanly. I mean, maybe he did, but 1, 2, or 3 times in a 12-round fight. That was amazing. I mean, the Lomachenko movement and, his defensive skill, his speed, his power was surprising. I mean, I really loved the fight.
My one question, on the Boxing Voice last night, shout out to the Boxing Voice, a lot of people called up and were kind of, not shitting on Russell Jr., but kind of not giving him any praise. I was kind of impressed with him, even though he lost the fight. I thought his hand speed was good, his movement was good. I just think that he came across a guy that was on maybe one level above him. Like, were you impressed with Russell Jr.?
I was not impressed. I mean, I was impressed with Lomachenko. I agree with you in what could Gary Russell Jr. do. I mean, he was just outclassed by a superior boxer. And what Gary Russell is, he's a boxer. So if you box against a better boxer, then you're going to get outboxed. I mean, he couldn't do anything, but, so I wasn't impressed with him, but I give him his props for trying. He went forward. He tried to attack Lomachenko. He tried to impress the judges. I mean, the guy knew that he was not going to win by boxing. Maybe he needs something more. Maybe he need a hometown decision, something like that. But the guy tried to the end. I give him prop, but I can't say that I was impressed because there was nothing he impressed me with.
Yeah, I see what you're saying, man.
Is he a bum now?
Yeah.
Is he a bum?
I'm a bum.
That's it? He's a bum?
Yes.
Like what level? Super bum? Mini bum?
The mini bum now, man. I don't think that he's a bum. I mean, he was against just a fighter that, had in his two previous fight against, as a pro, he had so many more experience that in Russell in, 20 fights. But, I don't think that he's bum. Maybe he just needs to get more experience. And even a Russell with more experience, I wouldn't pick him against Lomachenko.
Yeah, he looked small against Lomachenko as well. But Dan, what did you think of this fight?
Man, Gary Russell's a dwarf.
No, but
he's not beating anybody. I mean, come on. I mean, there was a guy on the Boxing Voice that said yesterday, the only guy he would pick, Russell to beat is guys who would, stay within his range, as if that's a handicap that you need to afford his opponents. I just found that to be really funny. And I kind of feel the same way. I think he has some kind of growth, disorder. I mean, the guy's arms are so fucking short. They make Cotto's arms look like giant arms,
But seriously, Dan, were you not giving this fight like a 50-50 before the fight?
I did, but I mean, if you recall, I said that because I don't know anything about either fighter, right? I mean, it wasn't really about the guy, the two fighters' performances. I just didn't know anything about them. So that's why my opinion of Lomachenko hasn't really changed after this fight, because I always rated him really highly. I'm a Lomosexual like MV Chu is. This fight just doesn't prove anything for me. I mean, he just took a guy to school. And the thing is, what do you call it? Lomachenko, there's still a lot of amateurish things that he does that I don't like. In the first 4 to 6 rounds of the fight, I didn't really like how he was lunging backwards. Did you guys notice that?
I didn't.
Don't you think he was giving Russell way too much respect? Whenever Russell would counterpunch or throw anything, he would lunge backwards like Amir Khan.
I think that's just his style.
He shouldn't be doing that. That's too much wasted energy right there. And again, they were just I scored the fight 4 rounds. I gave 4 rounds to Russell purely based on the fact that, Lomachenko just would stop. He was just being inactive for 2 minutes of a round. It's you can't do that.
Yeah, particularly after the 5th, he had a strong end to the 5th round and really hurt Russell. Yep. And then the 6th, he did nothing at all. It's but I mentioned that to Nota, and Nota said, well, it's because he's gassing, he needs to reserve his energy. So maybe that was in the back of his mind. But
that may be true. But,
Dave, Sinister, what did you think of the fight? Sorry.
I just don't think Russell's good. I don't think Russell's a good fighter, but go ahead, Dave.
Fair enough.
No. All I was going to say is that in order to know why he took the 6th round off, you got to look at the 5th. And the 5th round, he was going at it all 3 minutes.
He wasn't. He only really went at him towards the last minute, in my opinion.
I don't know, man. I got to go back and watch it again because I remember that 5th round, man. He dominated Russell.
Yeah, Dave, that may be true, but if you're a pro and you're fighting for a belt, you need to learn how to, allocate your energy, properly to the point where you shouldn't be giving rounds to a guy who's clearly not in the same level as you are.
100% agreed, Lim. The thing is, though, is that this is his 3rd professional fight. You know what I mean? The amateurs is going to teach you a lot, but it's not going to teach you all the little facets and all the little details, the little things that you pick up while in the pros. Mao earlier was saying how how he was surprised that Loma didn't get him out of there. And I was actually telling Cam last night how I actually think that if Loma had gone in and had about like 8 to 10 throwaway fights, just learner fights, he would have totally knocked fucking Russell out. He would have put him on his ass easily because, I mean, he was hurting him with those clean shots. You saw his head popping back so far. I mean, come on. He could have taken him out of there. He just didn't know to.
Yeah.
I guess. But
Did you have it close or did you have it wide?
I actually had it kind of wide. I had a hard time scoring for Russell because it was all flash. It was all like a lot of it wasn't landing. A lot of the intensity of it was from his barking. Hey, yeah, what the hell is that, man?
He was doing it, Devin.
But
man,
I mean, don't get me wrong. I give him some credit because I do notice that he actually has more speed than Khan, which is actually pretty impressive to me. I wouldn't call him a bum, but he's definitely not elite. He's not going to be on top level or anything.
Yo, Dave, but all that speed, man, and he's predictable. You know, he's so predictable. Yes. And I was pissed off again. I was pissed off at Lomachenko because there were so many fucking counterpunching opportunities for him to just, to make, Russell's head fly back when he was coming in. When he was bull rushing in with that triple jab, uppercut, boom. He should have, tagged him with that shot every time. And again, Lomachenko was just too reserved, and he just didn't, step on the gas pedal now.
Yeah, I totally agree. Like when he's throwing those double jabs and triple jabs, he was a bit open. But one thing he was doing, he was keeping Loma away, and he was keeping Loma attacking him to the body. Because every time he went to the body, like Loma's shots were really digging in there. You could tell they were having a big effect. But I don't really think Gary Russell's a bum though. To be honest, I'm thinking like I can see good fights for him in the future. Because really, like this is his best.
Who does he?
Sorry.
No, sorry, Cam. Finish your thought.
I was just saying this is like the best guy he's fought, and I thought he fought well. So people like maybe Walters and stuff, I think he can maybe take them.
Oof. Yo,
no, Walter is too tall, is too big for Russell, man.
Yo, Cam, he looked like a fucking midget in there against Lomachenko, who isn't even that big of a flyweight in my opinion, or a super fly,
Yeah, but I think if you can slip Walter's jabs and get on an inside, I think it can be all right. I think he can do some good work on the inside.
So what, you think he's going to slap him to death? You think he's going to bitch slap him for 12 rounds?
Just going to give him a bit slap, one big bitch slap, and it's over.
Cam, none of these super flyweights are going to give Russell any kind of fucking respect, man.
Nah, you make a good point.
I'm just saying, okay, who does he beat, like in the top 5 or even the top 10 at super flyweight? Who does Gary Russell beat?
He beats Vedyeko, whatever his name was.
Vedyeka. There's Willie Dave.
Dude, he's like, but just think about the size difference that Vedyeka would have on him,
Yeah, the size is the issue.
Anyways, we'll talk about that a little later, but just regarding again, like what from his performance were you impressed by, or like what positives can you take away from Gary Russell's fight?
Me, I was just impressed that like when most of the time when people go attack your body and your speed slows down, but he still had his speed towards the end of the fight, and I was really impressed with his speed. His hand speed is electric. The only thing is, in the second half of the fight, he was just flowing flurries without accuracy. He was just trying to let his hands go and trying to impress the judges a bit, but he wasn't really doing anything. They were kind of pity-patty punches. Yeah. But I was really impressed with his speed.
He's an electric slapper, I give him that.
But I did see, like Cam, I did see a lot of speed, and I mean, he definitely took some punches, but I think you can't get too hard on the guy for getting used to fighting bums. I think this is one of those cases. I mean, he wasn't really putting all that power behind the punches as well, but he definitely had volume and activity. I didn't expect to see him throwing 3 and 4 punch combinations like that throughout the entire fight. Like, I honestly, going into it, thought Loma was going to be the more active fighter.
Yeah, me too. I agree with that. And, also, Lomachenko has great defensive skills, so Russell wasn't able to connect almost anything. I think that if you match Russell against any other featherweight, I think that it would be maybe I don't know if easy fight for him, but he will be able to do more things because Lomachenko practically, he denied everything that Russell was doing.
Yeah, like
I think Salido would knock him out in 6 rounds.
I think he beats Sansana though, and I think he beats my homie Lee Selby. I think Russell.
Yeah, but Lee Selby's he's a major bum.
No, but you said top 10, and Selby is in top 10 in a few of the sanctioning bodies. So,
but by who?
Huh?
Come on, man. Selby's a fucking bum.
What sanctioning bodies he's asking? Which sanction?
He's 8th on the WBO. He's 3rd in the WBC.
Oh my god.
He's 12th in the WBA. He's 6th in the IBF. So he's in all of them apart from top 10 of the WBA.
All right, fair enough. But regarding what do you call it, Gary Russell? What do you think happens here? Do you think Al Haymon goes back to kind of like the Berto plan and just keeps fighting him or putting him in there with bums? Or do you think that now that he's been exposed somewhat, he has to fight, credible names from here on out?
I hope the latter, to be honest, because he needs that experience. Like, there's no point going down to lower opposition now because he'll have the same problem when he steps up. So he needs to fight guys that have either tried to attempt to win world championships or guys that are like former champions where he's getting that experience, in my opinion.
But against who? Because, all the big names are on the top rank side. So, Abner Mares, maybe, I think but I don't know. He's with Al Haymon. I don't know, how all these things is going to work out. But you also have Johnny Gonzalez.
Yep. Santa Cruz
at 122.
Yep.
If he decides to move up, it will be also a hard fight because Santa Cruz is a big guy with a lot of activity. So it will be interesting. But I don't know.
Let's talk about Lomachenko because who cares about Gary Russell, right?
Right.
Because for me, I think the ideal next step and the only step that really makes sense is a unification bout against Gradovic. Because I think Lomachenko's style is so. I think Gradovich's style is so tailor-made for Lomachenko.
Yeah.
In what sense tailor-made?
He's a pretty stationary target. He's very, very, very predictable. He doesn't have that much power, and he is good. He's a high activity fighter, but that's the only like positive, attribute that he has. And Lomachenko has a speed advantage. He has a power advantage, and he's gonna look like fucking Manny Pacquiao versus Oscar De La Hoya against Gradovic, in my opinion.
I'm not so sure, man, because isn't Salido also kind of stationary? It's not hard to find Salido.
Yeah. But he has power.
He has power. He was big, but I don't know. I think that the activity is a big factor when you fight it against Lomachenko because I think that he can have troubles with that. I don't know, man.
Yo, Dave the Sinister, who would you like to see Lomachenko lined up with next?
I've been thinking about this for a couple of days, and everybody's talking about Rigo and Santa Cruz and stuff, and to be honest, right now I don't really see very many options that I want to see at 126 after thinking about it. I'm more interested at like 130, 135. I want to see him when he goes up. I want to see what happens. Like against the Mikey Garcias if he's still there, or the Gamboas or the Crawfords. Like that's what I would really like to see. Eventually, not anytime soon because he's nowhere near it, but that's what I'm more interested in.
Okay.
I would like to see him against Rigo. That's the fight that I think that everybody wants. But Rigo is not moving up. Yeah, Rigo is not moving up, so I don't think that fight will happen. But there's a lot of name. You have Donaire, But I would like to see Donaire against Waters. So I think that maybe Gradovic will be a interesting fight. At least I see it that way. But there are a lot of names at 126, so maybe he should stay there, maybe not rush up too much.
Yeah, but Mal, like, Gradovic is the watered down vanilla version of Orlando Salido. Like, he doesn't present any of the dangers that Salido does.
Maybe not. And actually, in his last fight, he was knocked down. So maybe you're right. But I think that it will not be, an easy fight as you think. I think that, Gary Russell, just by throwing slap, made it competitive. Yeah, he's fast. He has movement. But I think that Gradovic is more a dangerous fighter. Maybe he's more stationary, but I think that he has more power than Russell. I think that he's just more dangerous than Russell Jr. I think that Russell Jr. was a good matchup to see Lomachenko with, because both are boxers. Obviously the better boxer will win, but Gradovic is not the same style. Lomachenko struggled against a different style. So I think that, at least from my point of view, it will be interesting.
Yeah, guys, but he's not ready for Rigondeaux yet.
Yeah,
I disagree with that.
Yeah, me too.
I was going to get to some callers, but Nota jumped in. Go ahead, Nota.
Yeah, no, I disagree that he's not ready for Rigondeaux. The thing is, Rigondeaux, to me, people overrate what he did against Donaire, which Darchinian actually one-upped him against Donaire until he got knocked out. He was beating Darnaire's ass way worse than Rigondeaux ever came close to. So
but he didn't get caught.
People are rating Rigondeaux on basically one fight. I guess maybe the Agbeko fight too, but Agbeko was Mars' leftovers coming off of like a 2-year layoff, so can't really judge him on that either. The fact of the matter is Rigondeaux doesn't even want to go up to 126. So, acting like Lomachenko would have to step up to fight him when it really takes Rigondeaux to go up a division to fight him is, it's backwards. It's backwards in the thinking. But, as far as who Lomachenko should fight next, I wouldn't mind Gradovic. I think that's a slight step down from Salido. But then again, Gary Russell was a slight step down also. So, if anything, it's more of a sidestep compared to Gary Russell. Although Gradovic is more proven than Russell is. But to be honest though, I'd love to see Lomachenko against Donaire. Might as well feed the old guard to the new guard. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Notan, just give us your overview of the fight. What you thought?
You know what? I had it closer than all you guys, and I was trolling you a bit in the chat and stuff. But Lomachenko did the damn thing, man. Those body shots were just freezing Russell. Russell just as soon as he touched the body, he just he really couldn't move the way he wanted to, and I think that is what took a lot of Russell's power away, the body shots, because one part of it was it took some of the power off of it, and then the other half of it was he didn't want to commit as much to those punches because he knew that there was return fire coming back at him, so he was just trying to do the old Joe Calzaghe 1,000 slaps a minute type deal, but it wasn't quite enough. Even though he won I gave him a bunch of rounds where Lomachenko seemed to not really up the work weight, where he was too tentative. But I think a lot of that fight though was both of them being a little bit too tentative, because I think they were both kind of wary of each other, and they both of them weren't used to going 12 rounds, so they were both pacing themselves more than you might see like some other evenly matched fighters.
But that doesn't make any sense to me, because Lomachenko, even though he only had 2 fights, is coming off a 12-round fight, and he fought a guy whose return power was like tenfold of whatever the fuck, Gary Russell's slaps were giving him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but
he should have learned from that fight substantially.
But still, that was one fight though. You got to take that into account. It's
regardless, man.
But also, there's another part of it too, though. Salido wasn't moving around the ring the way Russell was. He was right in front of him, so Lomachenko really wasn't having to chase Salido down the way he was having to chase Russell down.
Yeah, but Russell was
plays into the stamina too.
It was so easy to tag.
Yeah, but he still had to chase him down in order to tag him in the first place, though.
I don't know what his accuracy was like that night, but I felt like any time to throw that he was going to land.
Yeah. Well, he seemed to punch himself out in one of those rounds, because I remember very distinctly there was a part of one of those rounds where he threw a big flurry, and then he like threw his arms out like he was armored.
Yeah.
So I think
that was the fifth.
after. And see, and I think after that, Lomachenko became more tentative because he realized, well, shit, I'm gonna wind up punching myself out because I wasn't able to get him out of there this time. So he pulled back.
Yeah, but guys, let me get to another caller.
Long live the king of all kings, and we say, long live the king, long live the king.
What up, King J?
What up, Team Loma.
Yo, hey, what are those ratchet ass babies saying at the end?
What?
What are they saying? What are they saying?
In the song?
Long live the king?
Yeah.
Yeah, long live the king.
What are those little babies? You know.
They got it right, baby. I was dead, but they resurrected me with this fucking pick I did.
Yo, Jay, what do you think of the fight?
Man, I thought it was a fucking badass fight, man. Hey, Naoto, man, I kind of had a feeling you were trolling, but I was like, man, this motherfucker might be serious. And then I was like, damn, he has to be trolling, man. Fuck out of here. But man, I thought it was a badass fight, man. And I think a lot of us are getting it confused, man. Like, there's a lot of people like, oh, well, this was a test for Lomachenko. When no, at first everybody thought it was for Russell because Russell was the guy that everybody thought was gonna win. Well,
it was a litmus test. It was a litmus test for both of them.
Yeah, but as soon as I seen once they were actually in the ring, like the body, man, their bodies, man, I knew, dude, Lomachenko looked way fucking like he was like a natural bigger guy, man. And dude, I think the body punches fucking killed Russell, man. They killed him, dude. Like when he would receive those body punches, they'd fucking hurt him, and he'd throw a little flurry back, like 3 punches, but that was just to get points back, because he knew he was taking some major damage, But at least, like, I'm gonna try to get some points on the board, right? Because, man, dude, when he was fucking hitting him, god damn, you could hear that shit, dude. You could fucking hear the body punches, man. And I don't know how the fuck... in the interview, he says that they studied his lateral movement, and they knew that he was gonna go to the body. If that's true, man, I think they did a fucking horrible job, man. Because, if his game plan was to fucking outbox him, then he was doing it horribly. He should have went in, like, throw a couple punches, step back, move, go in, throw a couple punches, step back, move. But he would throw and then, like, fucking, like, leave his arms up, and Lomachenko would fucking catch his ass, dude, dry. Like, he would literally wait for him to finish throwing the flurry and boom, just fucking throw 1-2 body punches, man. And that little by little, they slowed him down, man. I expected a little more power from Russell, man. He had a couple knockouts, man. I know they were against bums and lighter guys, dude, but I expected a little power, man. That shit, honestly, some of those punches were worse than Milanagi's, man. Like, power-wise. They were fast as shit, man, but they were, like, they literally did not mean anything, dude. Like, Lomachenko was literally just waiting for someone else to be over with so he could just go in a counterattack him. And I think he was using them in the wrong way, man, in my opinion. He should have used them, like, going towards attack and not to try to get points off the round, Like, to actually use them in the game plan. Like, go in, throw 3, go in 3, out, jab 3 out, something, But he was just throwing them to get points. And I think he got to a point where he got so tired that he didn't have no power behind him.
Yeah.
Somebody being murdered in the background or something?
Fucking Mexico scored a goal. I'm gonna mute myself right quick.
Mexico scored and King J's house is going crazy. But yo guys, we got some more callers on the line. We got Boxing MD. Are you there, Boxing MD?
Boxing MD.
Oh, hey, how's it going?
How's it going, bro?
How are you, man?
Hi, I'm a first-time caller. I'm from Gainesville, Florida, in the USA.
Nice.
Are you a Gators fan?
I'm a first-year medical student. I usually don't get like any free time, but over the summer, I have some time so I could, get a chance to call you guys and have what I have to say.
Nice.
Go ahead, man.
UFS?
Yeah.
All right, nice.
So,
what do you want to talk about?
Do you guys want me to talk about the card or like other things that I have, just like random?
Just touch on any of the fights on the card, then whatever you want, and then we can let you go. So just speak about whatever you want.
All right, like the Chad Dawson fight, he's fat out of shape. He's done. He missing weight, making $20,000. It's just like I mean, did anything you see of Chad Dawson, like he's back, he's going to be, considered elite again? No. Did you guys watch that fight?
Yeah, no. I saw it.
I did. Yeah. I saw it. Yeah, Dawson, man, he looked bad, man.
His fro looked good.
Yo, MD, the only thing I needed to see from Dawson was the weigh-in picks, and that sealed the deal for me, man.
Yeah, he's done. But the Devin Alexander Soto Karass fight, I think Devin Alexander, he's decent. He's one of the better American fighters, but his cardio is not very good. I had him winning like the first 4 rounds, and then in the middle rounds there was not much activity by him, and that was when it kind of became a war. But besides that, I don't see him being elite at that level. But he's a good, like he's not like a Tim Bradley level. Like there's you can tell the differences of levels between elite and like Alexander, but And
Bradley did beat him when they fought.
No, he did beat him, but like you clearly see like the difference of the levels. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
It's not just head to head like who'd win, but like you know what I'm saying. He's not
absolutely.
That fight.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
It's literally the head versus the head.
No, I know definitely about that.
But Boxing MD, did you have that fight wide? Did you have it wide for Devin, or did you think it was a closer fight?
I did not have it wide, but I had him handedly winning it.
Okay.
Like there's no like you can't even argue that Soto Karass really made it a close fight just by round basis scoring the fight. But the rounds
I disagree with that though. I thought Soto Karass like ran him really close, to be honest with you.
No.
Why based on scoring?
Yep.
Yeah, I mean that's fair, but let me rephrase it though. I never thought for 1 second that Devin was in danger of losing that fight.
Okay. No, I know what you're saying. I mean, he didn't really lose control of it. I understand where you're coming from, but it's not.
No.
Yeah.
I feel
and
then,
go ahead.
And as far as Lomachenko and Russell Jr., Gary Russell Jr., like I don't even know if those are really punches. Like, do you consider them like one every 6 punches he throws that actually I consider like a punch landed, but like he wasn't even able to like go any near his guard. It was levels difference. And Lomachenko, I see it like Rigo and him being the only fighters around that weight that could compete with each other.
Yo, Boxing MD, you're a doctor. Would you classify Gary Russell's condition as dwarfism?
Honestly, yes. No, like I'm not being funny. Like no, like it's not really. Human beings are really not meant to be that short. If proper nutrition,
it's not even just about him being short. He has short arms. He has
short arms. Yeah, he has
exactly.
Yeah, I mean it's common, but a lot of people, you see it within.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Like he's 5'3", short, but he has longer arms than him.
He's probably 5'3" and has shorter arms than that, like in person. And if you saw him in person, you could tell that he has some kind of medical condition. Gary Russell Jr.
Yep.
Lomachenko is like a normal sized human being with that level. There's like a difference.
Right.
Yeah. And that's why Gary Russell will never be able to be a larger fighter. He's stuck at that small weight class because of that.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to think. I mean, Russell's probably about the same height as like Rigondeaux and Abner Mares, but you could tell there's a big difference in their body types. They have much longer arms than Russell does. Yeah, the arm length and their torsos too. I
actually feel bad for Russell. Kind of. I feel like in future fights they should put a stipulation in his contract where like the two fighters they have to put a rope around their bodies so that they can't get out of each other's arm's length.
Keep it fair.
To keep the fight. Yeah, to keep the fight fair, but. Yeah, go ahead, MD.
I mean, the only really small fighter that I've ever seen have any success at the higher weight class is Manny Pacquiao. That's the only person as far as like having like possible just different sized people.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I can't really agree with that though, because I mean, there's a bunch of guys around his height at that weight class. I mean, Bradley's there, Matisse's there. Those are all little short guys for that weight class.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know, maybe Bradley. But anyways, and the Robert Guerrero, how do you say that? The Japanese guy?
Kamegai.
Yeah. I mean, whether he chose to fight like that or not, like he's not going to fight any other way. And I think I would love to see Robert Guerrero versus Adrian Broner. That would be my dream fight.
Yeah, I mean, they had all that build-up from before, the beef between them and stuff when they were confronting each other. So, I mean, they should really do that, in my opinion.
That really needs to happen. And, like, not Angel Garcia, the Robert Garcia's dad, and like what shit that he's going to say to Brunner is going to be classic.
Yep,
that'd be awesome. And just on like some other things, like I feel like the most disrespected boxer in all of boxing, Gennady Golovkin, it's like not talked about enough how ducked he is, and that he doesn't get the respect he needs to get. I think that he really is a top 5 pound-for-pound fighter. That's what I see.
Hey, Boxing MD, but don't you think that's kind of a contradictory statement? Because if you feel like he's getting ducked to that extent, then how can he be rated so highly in the pound-for-pound rankings?
No, I'm not saying like where he should be like actual on paper. I'm saying like where he could go and where his career could go.
You're talking about his talent level more than
potential.
I guess talent level. That's what I would say.
I agree. Yep, his potential is sky high. I agree with that.
And you really can't criticize somebody like you can't say he hasn't fought anybody because like that's really nobody knows actually what goes on behind the scenes. But if you really feel somebody's trying to fight other people, like you can't hold that against them unless he's proved duck-worthy.
That's true. The only thing I'll say is that I think his trainer does him a big disservice because he says, that he could fight anyone from 154 to 168, and yet, Gennady and his team, they don't want to fight Andre Ward. So,
yeah, I don't know. I feel like that could have been. I understand what you guys are saying. That's pretty much it. Like,
nothing else. Nothing else.
I'm sure you guys are doing it. No, I mean that's pretty much it. I'd like to say that like. Envy Chu, he's crazy, but like I really like some of the shit he says. Like the shit he said about like Sergio Martinez, like I believe him. I really felt as a fan that I was robbed with taxes like $75.
Yeah.
Because the guy going into a fight.
Right.
I agree.
Not like not loyal or whatever, but all right.
Yeah. Hey, Boxing MD, before you leave, can you give us a 14-star review on Kazam?
For sure.
All right, man. Appreciate it.
Boxing MD, thanks for calling in, man. Yeah, welcome to phone any other time, yeah?
All right, for sure.
Take care.
All right, thanks, man.
But guys, let's start touching on the rest of the card because time's moving on. Boxing MD touched on Chad Dawson. He looked really out of shape. He did what he did against George Blades, but who's George Blades, I guess?
Yo. Hey, Cam, before you go, I mean, isn't it a huge disrespect to our podcast and our listeners to even discuss that fight?
No, because Chad Dawson, he's done some good things in the past, man. Like
he's a big name, and he'll likely get a big payday in the future.
He's a big name. I agree. He's very big. I agree with that.
Yeah, right. He didn't get a payday.
Well, that's the thing. He's going to play into the future, so it's good to talk about it. I mean, I could see even going as far as a Hopkins rematch. Hopkins is going to want revenge on him. I'd be willing to bet. And to be honest, Dawson can't make 175 healthy anymore, so I wouldn't be surprised if Hopkins beat him there.
Okay. But go ahead, Cam.
No, I was just saying, we just quickly touch on it because, like Mao said, the payday, he didn't even make a payday. I think he got 15, but because he was overweight, they took 3 of that and give half of it to George Blades. So I think George Blades actually made about 21.5 grand, which is pretty crazy, seeing as though Chad Dawson is like a former undisputed champ, and it's pretty crazy. But if you guys want to mention it, go ahead. If not, we'll move on to Devin.
Well, I'll just say this. Look, for years, I felt like Dawson has been draining himself to make 175. He himself and his trainer, I forgot, was it Matthew Saad Muhammad or?
Yeah.
Which one? Which of the Muhammads?
Muhammad. Yeah, we'll just say Muhammad.
Anyway, like his trainer, he had said back before he had left him to go with Floyd Sr. and all that mess, that they were going to take him up to heavyweight. They knew that he could hardly make the weight back then. And to me, him keep having to make it and then drop all the way down to 168 to fight Ward just completely screwed him up even worse. So I honestly don't see him really having a great future at 175. I think even guys that aren't concussive punchers the way Stevenson is or the way Kovalev is can still beat him there. So if anything, he should go to cruiserweight, but I mean, that's not really a big money division, so he might as well bite the bullet and get some heavyweight paydays, in my opinion, because I think he could at least outbox those guys and get paid, pretty heftily for that.
Yeah. David Sinister, Amal, do you guys want to say anything?
No, I don't know why he even took the fight. maybe like now the saying was to stay in the boxing world to talk about him, but I don't know. I didn't think that it worth the risk. I mean, for $12,000, man.
He got hungry now.
Yeah, that's true. He was definitely hungry.
But guys, I think the football's finished now, so everyone's started to call up. So let me go to...
I'm so happy, Ari. You've made me very happy. I hope you're happy too. Do I look happy?
Ari, you should be ashamed of yourself, man. Choosing football over the coalition.
What are you talking about, man?
Where you been, man? Where you been?
I always make a late entrance. What are you talking about?
Nah, today's super late. 40 minutes. Come on, man. Come on.
Ari's fashionably late.
Yo, what's happening anyway?
Yeah, what's up, guys? You all good?
Yep. We're talking about the Carson card, so at the moment we're going to talk about Devin, but you can talk about Lomachenko if you want.
Yeah, I'll
Speak
quickly
your piece.
I'll say my sense. But yeah, man, I picked Russell, so you can give me the crow.
Oh shit, did you pick Russell? I forgot you picked Russell.
Yeah, I picked Russell, man.
There you go.
I'm black, man, so you know how it is.
Go for the black man.
We need all the
like
help.
Jean Pascal says, you pick Russell because he's black like you.
He's black like me, but yeah, it was a good fight though. I like the body shots, man. He was pausing him. I say the word pause because it's like you know what I mean. He froze for a second after you know he felt it. And I actually read something where I can't remember who said it, but someone article I read where he said he hasn't heard body shots like that at a low weight, like the sound he was making, like the reporters near they could hear it.
Man.
But he was pausing him, man, and like Dan was saying, he's dwarf. His arms. I couldn't believe how arms are short. I've seen him before, but I didn't think they were that short. Like,
yo, Ari, I was at the fight with a friend of mine, and you know who he suggested he should fight next? Fucking Tyrion Lannister.
Nice Game of Thrones reference there, but I
was laughing so hard, dude.
Yeah, he needs a showcase for his next fight, so he should maybe make it.
Ari, did you score the fight? And if so, what was your score?
Yeah, I scored it. First time I scored it 7-5, but then I've rewatched a few rounds, and I gave Lomachenko one more round, so I go 8-4.
Okay.
But the only you have to say, even though Gary did alright, the only reason he had some of them rounds is because Lomachenko took rounds off. Like he took 2 rounds off after round 5, I think it was, and he took another round off just before the 10th round. He took another round off, but then he won the last 3 rounds. It was like, I think he was just saving himself. He was just making sure he had enough in the tank, because obviously he's not used to going so many rounds. He's only gone 12 rounds now, 2 fights, and other than that, I can't remember. I think they only fought 4 rounders in the World Series of Boxing. So he's kind of pacing himself, but he's still, when he puts the gas on, like, Gary had nothing for him.
Yeah.
And again, it was mainly won with footwork, because Russell, even though he's got such great hands, he's got no footwork. So, and then Lomachenko was just showing how his footwork, whenever he didn't move, he didn't do nothing, he was still moving around, looking at him. Russell's always there in front of him. So he knew Russell's always there for him when he's ready to attack, and every time he did attack, he always found him.
Yeah. Did you see any good from Russell, or you kind of overall disappointed with him?
Yeah, a bit disappointed, but he's got a hand speed. But the thing is, I'm gonna give a little shout out to The Wire, the real The Wire. I like his videos, and he was saying beforehand, he did say actually it will be won and lost with the footwork. And even though Gary's got that great speed, he's always coming at one speed, doesn't try and change up sometimes. Maybe you've got great speed, sometimes you need to change up the speed so the person knows, the person can't just quickly time you, because if you're coming with the same speed all the time, you can get used to it. Yeah, and that's what Lomachenko did.
Good point.
Yeah, and Ari, I mean, what's the point of all that fucking hand speed if you don't sit on any of your punches, and then your opponents in return, your opponents have nothing to worry about.
I was disappointed with the flurries, man. He was like literally just slapping, man.
Yeah, it's tippy
like,
taps.
Yo, Ari, that's why I even think like a bum like Vetyeka would give him all he could handle, man.
Nah.
Because just think about it, man.
Hey, I mean, Vetyeka gave Guerrero all he could handle. Yeah, so I
and the thing is, all these guys are going to be so much bigger than Russell, and also to add to that, they're not going to respect anything that he throws. So.
Well, I mean, imagine Nicholas Walters against Russell, man. Shit.
I pick Wars. I think no.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
No, but I thought it was you know who said Russell.
Walters would laugh at Russell's punches,
I
man.
swear, I thought someone said they would pick Russell.
Yeah, me.
In that.
I said it.
Nah, Cam, man.
I see the bum in Walters.
Serious?
I see the bum in Walters, man. I see the bum in Walters.
Walters got real power, man.
Nah, man.
Oh,
Yeah.
Cam, drop this GGG soundbite on yourself, man.
Yo, Cam, are you?
You're serious? You're serious?
But guys, let me get to Antonio while we're still talking about Lomachenko. Antonio from Albany. You there?
Yo, man, 3 for 0. 3 for 0. 0 for 3, man.
Yo, Antonio, can you give me the weekend's lottery numbers, please? Because you're getting everything right these days.
Yo, man, after back-to-back weeks, man, of getting picks right, man, I went 0 for 3 last night, on Saturday night, that is. Man, I got to hand it to Lomachenko, man. I mean, he did his thing, man. I mean, I didn't know he had, man, I just thought Russell had more experience, man. He would just handle everything Lomachenko would bring, man. But, man, it wasn't like that Saturday night, man. It's like Russell did not have no answer, man. He just, I don't know, man. First off, man, his arms are so short, man. He kept throwing that jab, but Lomachenko kept blocking it with his arm or his glove, and then sometimes, just moving out the way, man. He just couldn't reach freaking Lomachenko. You know, I mean, it was a great fight. You know, I'm glad. At the same time, I'm kind of upset with the pick that I picked. You know, but at the same time, I'm happy because Lomachenko. I mean, basically, he's a new star. You know, a new star is born, man, and hopefully, moving forward, he'll get bigger fights. You know, I wouldn't mind. I don't know if it's gonna happen. I don't know if he wants it. I mean, I would just rematch Salido. You know, I mean, if I was him, you know, I would just avenge that loss and, you know, hopefully beat him and then, you know, move forward. You know,
Salido can't make 126 though.
Oh yeah, fuck! I forgot he moved up. Okay,
Antonio, I need to stop you, Antonio.
Books.
Antonio, did you say you were 0 for 3 on Saturday's fights?
Yeah, man, I was going for Kamegai, man, and I also picked Karass.
Antonio, I'm gonna hang up on you, man.
Night,
like,
man.
Damn, I convinced you to pick Kamegai. Holy shit!
You fell from grace, Antonio, man. What's going on? You on a high? You on a high?
Kamegai because I was going based on Guerrero's inactivity.
CrossFit?
You know?
Oh yeah. Oh okay.
So. But other than that, man, great night of boxing Saturday night. What else was I gonna say, man? Damn, man, what the fuck was I gonna say? Oh, real quick, man. I know it's like off topic, and I'm pretty sure you guys don't know yet, but I just found out. I mean, it's kind of like breaking news right now. You guys probably don't even give a fuck, but Gabriel Rosado is fighting Brian Vera August 16th.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. We don't give a fuck.
Yeah, you guys don't give a fuck.
Man.
I give a fuck. That's a good fight, man.
That's a good fight, man, against Brian Vera. I just found out through Instagram, on his Instagram. So, yeah, man, that's a big fight for Rosado, man.
Why is Vera going down to 154, though?
Gatekeeper versus gatekeeper.
What weight is this?
Crossroads?
It's August 16th, and for some reason it's saying DirecTV Boxing in a Circle event. I'm not sure what that means.
No,
not
date.
Because
What weight?
Brian Vera's never fought below that.
But that's a great fight, man, in August.
What?
Verified at 54.
No, I mean,
he mainly fought at 160, man.
Brian Vera. What weight did he fight Kirkland at?
At a catch weight. It was like 157 or something.
Yeah, but that's still below 160.
Yeah, but it's above 154.
Yeah, but still, it's below 160. That was my initial point.
Yeah, that was for James Kirkland's benefit, not for fucking Vera's.
Okay, but all right, carry on.
Yeah, so what do you guys have for Lomachenko next, man? I mean, oh, by the way, I don't know if it was MV2. I'm not sure why he's not on the line right now, but I think he said something yesterday about a Lomachenko name. I forgot. Did he say something about homosexual or something like that?
Lomosexual.
Yeah, man. You know how they have Pactards and Flomos? We got to come up with that Lomosexuals, man. Anybody who's a big fan of Lomachenko, man, you're a Lomosexual.
Yeah,
Lomosexual.
We need to start trending it on Twitter.
That's only if you're a delusional fan.
Hashtag
No,
Lomachenko.
we can start that up, man. We can start that up. All the Lomosexuals.
We need to start trending it on Twitter.
I ain't no homosexual nigga.
That's because you're.
But yeah, man. Other than that, man, that's about it. I don't know if you guys. I know you guys are gonna talk about the Crawford Gamboa fight this upcoming weekend, but I'll probably just listen up on that, man. I mean, to be honest with you, man, I don't know who to pick. But at this point, man, to be honest with you, I might have to go with Crawford maybe because of the height.
I'm gonna do like Ness.
Make
your pick.
Fuck it, I'm going with Crawford, man. That size difference is huge, man. That through that press conference, man, Gamboa, I don't know how the fuck he's gonna be able to reach Crawford. He's just like fucking Russell, short ass arms. You know, so we'll see what happens Saturday night.
Pull out your scorecards.
Oh, I didn't score the fights, man, this past weekend, man.
Scorecard.
For what, man? I lost all of them, man.
Man, get out of here.
That means you don't get an opinion, according to Ness.
Yeah, I know, right? Right. Oh, man. But yeah, I mean, that's about it, guys. Good show so far, man.
Yo, Antonio, what'd you score the second round of that Dawson fight?
Dude, to be honest with you, man.
What second round?
I watched the fights around like 2 o'clock in the morning, man, because I took a trip to Long Island. So, you know, I couldn't see the Showtime Extreme fight. So I just recorded the main event fights on Showtime, regular Showtime.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, but Antonio, before you go, what was your thoughts on the Devon fight and the Guerrero fight?
Well, you know what, man, I don't know why the fuck I went with Soto Karass, man. I just thought the pressure was going to get to Alexander, man, but fuck, man. Soto Karass is slow as fuck, man. I mean, it just pissed me off how bad he was Saturday night. Even though, you know, later on in the fight, the pressure.
You didn't think that was a close fight?
I don't think so, man. I mean, with the speed of Alexander, man. I mean, some rounds.
If you notice in the third round, Karass dropped his hands because Alexander wasn't coming forward after him.
Yeah, that's the thing, though. He kept just staying away from Soto Karass, man, and that's where I was fucking all wrong, man. I thought, you know, his pressure was gonna get to Alexander, man, but it didn't, man. And hey, I mean, good win for Alexander. You know, we'll see what's up next for him, and that's about it. And Guerrero, man, oh man, Guerrero's always gonna fight like that. He's been fighting like that ever since he moved up to 147. You know, I don't even think he's ever gonna box, because he could have boxed Kamegai, but you know, I don't know what the fuck was wrong with him, man. I mean, he just likes to fight, man. And I think moving forward, that's the way he's gonna fight, unless he's in there with a boxer who's gonna stay away from that pressure. You know?
Yeah, he hasn't really boxed since
the lower weights.
Yeah,
you know?
since Casitas, at lightweight.
But yeah, man, that's about it, guys. Great show, man. Great show. And what else? What else is out there for you guys? Awkward.
What the fuck?
I don't know what you're asking, Antonio.
I'm gonna go to Starbucks later and, get
my family, my life,
my weight.
My weight, all right, yeah. Yeah, but I keep listening through Mixler, man.
All right. Thanks, Antonio.
Yeah, man.
Take care.
Later.
Peace.
Peace, brother.
But, guys, Mao, what did you think of the Devon Soto Karass fight?
I was impressed with Devon because, I mean, the guy always was in boring fights. I mean, I really never liked watching Devon, but I was impressed because he actually made it a fight and was at least entertaining. And I scored it wide for Devon.
Me too.
Actually, I don't have my scorecard, but
8-2,
I think that Soto Karass is a slow guy, and I think that he was, I mean, when he was landing, Devon was outworking him. But I think that Devon was more effective, and, Soto Karass was effective for moments, and he was really inconsistent. But I think that Devon, it was an easy fight for him. I think that he could have made it more easy. He could have clinched it more, but he didn't. And I give him props for that, because, nobody wants to see him clinching all the time like he did against Maidana or against Bailey. That was a super boring fight. So, it's good to see Devon knowing that he has to do more things to please the fans, because all the fights that he was fighting before, they were, disgusting. I mean, they were really boring.
I don't think Devon Alexander gives two shits about pleasing the fans.
But why he decided to fight this way against Soto Karass?
Because Soto Karass made him fight that way.
No, I don't think so, man.
No,
you could see how he fight against Maidana, who is a better boxer, even when he was not with Robert Garcia. Why he decided to fight against, Soto Karass this way? I think that he was his personal opinion. He was his personal choice to fight this way, but I don't think that Soto Karass can force a superior boxer like Devon to actually fight and not hold.
Yeah, I agree with Mao. I was impressed with the fact that Devon didn't resort to clinching, because he's kind of become so accustomed to that. And I had it wide as well. I had it 8-2. Like, Soto Karass was plodding forward, but he wasn't really landing. Like, Devon was evading a lot of the punches, in my opinion. So, Dan, what did you think of the fight?
No, man, I'm just reading some of the chat. There's
Did you guys see that person with all the Arabic script in the chat?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
and then, And then Roos is like, what's this jihad shit? Oh, man.
Roos, you should be ashamed.
Devin, I don't know. I'll let someone else touch upon that fight. I just think this is a crossroads fight, and I don't think Devin's
All right,
really
I'll
gonna...
jump on it. I pretty much disagree with practically everybody that saw this fucking fight. I don't know what the hell everybody was watching. To be honest, I thought Soto Karass was countering the shit out of Devin Alexander. He forced him to fight that way because Alexander realized that when he tried to clinch Soto Karass was still hitting his bitch ass, and so he wound up trying to use his speed instead, trying to use his speed and stay away. But the fact of the matter is Soto Karass was stalking him the entire time. He was still landing cleanly on him. Devin Alexander managed to stay just a step ahead of him and get a close decision, in my opinion. And really, it was just a matter of that. You know, Soto Karass started getting tired the last couple of rounds, and Alexander pulled it out.
Nota, who did you pick for? Who did you pick?
Was working really good.
Nota, who did you pick for the fight?
What does it matter? I picked Soto Karass. So the fuck what?
That makes a big difference, Nota, because like when you were talking during the fight, some of your commentary on that fight was very biased, in my opinion.
It was biased because I was getting pissed at what the commentators were saying. They were sucking Alexander's dick the entire time.
I think you saw what you wanted to see, and like you were giving.
No. I could play you the third round right now. Soto Karass is countering the shit out of Alexander, so Alexander drops his hands and tries to make Soto Karass lead instead. Because Soto Karass was countering Alexander just as good as vice versa.
Yeah,
don't get him upset.
That was one round, Nota.
No, get him upset.
That was one round, Nota. Like, I gave Karass the third round.
Wait,
wait, let me finish. I gave Karass the third round. And I gave him the last round.
His voice is getting a bit upset, man. Relax.
Nah, I'm not upset. I'm just passionate, man.
Guys, whatever you do, don't mention caffeine being illegal or legal, okay?
Naota, you're making yourself sound like an idiot, Naota. Please, Naota. Stop, Naota.
When I'm in my local gymnasium,
you cannot drink Rip Fuel, Naota. Cannot drink coffee. Cannot drink, I don't care if it's from Starbucks, from Coffee Bean, or your local grocery store.
From Yerba Mate.
You cannot drink coffee, Naota.
Nah, you guys are being harsh on Beeb, man. Shout out to the Beeb still, man. I like
Beeb was
Beeb.
wrong for that, man.
I like Beeb though, man.
Beeb
He's
was
alright.
dead ass wrong. Beeb's own fucking article contradicted what he was talking about.
But guys, let's get back to what we were talking about. Nota, so
yeah.
What did you score the fight, Karass and Devin?
I had it 6-4 for Devin.
Okay, so why are you complaining then? You give it to Devin. Well,
because he barely got out of there, man. People are giving, oh my god, Devin Alexander's the greatest fighter ever because he chose to fight that way. Yeah, you need to leave him alone. Fuck Devin Alexander. That nigga's gonna get bitch out the next time he faces a fucking hard fighter again.
Nota, I'd get your blood pressure checked, you know, because I'm worried about your blood pressure.
Oh man, I'm
pretty low.
Now.
Where's the MD guy, man?
He's gone.
He left.
He's gone. Gone. But Roos, you're on, man. Like, were you watching football? Be honest.
Nah, I was driving. I was coming back from Reading.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
We're talking about Devin and Karass, but if you want to touch on Lomo as well, go ahead. So.
Well, people giving I didn't pick Russell first of all, but you know everyone's giving him a hard time. But you know, if it was any one of us and our arm weighed half of the weight, we'll all have fast hand speeds.
That's a great point, Rose. That's a great point.
So you know he did what he could. You know he used his best arsenal and he came up short.
Hey, Rose, you should be a doctor.
Dan, you're breaking up a bit.
Oh, my bad. I was just gonna say that Rose should be the doctor.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it all came down for me is, you know, experience, whether you're an amateur or pro, you know, it's all about who shows up on the day and, you know, who execute their game plan, you know. I sort of understand why people was picking Russell because, well, he's got all this pro experience, but it didn't count for nothing on the day when it was supposed to count. Yeah. what's the name, man? Kamegai and Guerrero. I don't know, man. This guy is just, it's like at the end of every round, it's like staring the guy down, like, yeah, like, come on, man. Like, he needs to. I don't know, man. I don't want to see him again, man. Don't want to see him again. Those are the only 2 fights I watched this weekend.
Okay, nice one, Roos. Ari, what did you think of? Have you give your 2 cents on the Devin fight?
Nah, I haven't.
Go
I
ahead.
don't really care about Devin. I don't need to say nothing about him. I want to see him thrown to the wolves. When you give Furman a chance, eh? Try that hug shit on him. But nah, man. So Karass looks slow, man. I've never seen him so slow. I didn't think a boxer could be so slow and reach that level. I'm not gonna lie, man. I thought like Froch got away with it because he's got the chin and everything, and you know what I mean. I don't know, man. Karass is slow, and he still took rounds of Devin. Devin ain't. He's food, man. I want to see Furman. I want to see Furman. Guerrero don't want it, so give Furman a chance because these guys don't want to fight Furman, and I'm on this Furman train, and I'm trying to get Furman a fight.
You need to be Thurman's agent. You big him up more than his people.
I want to be Furman's agent. You know, I'm not gonna lie, man. I need to start being more to my namesake.
Lloyd.
I need to be.
Well, the unfortunate thing for Thurman is there's really not a lot of guys that I think are on equal level with him. To be honest with you, at that weight class.
What you say, Noza?
I think a lot of the guys that people are talking about Thurman fighting, I think Thurman kicks the shit out of all of them.
Yeah,
I think he knocks Guerrero the fuck out.
Yeah, I do as well.
Yeah.
But he has to fight one of them. No one wants to give him the chance.
Yo, but think about his last 3 fights. Were they not all competitive fights to some degree?
What, the Diaz fight?
The Chavez fight? No, fuck the Diaz fight. Chavez, Soto, Karass, even this fight against that fucking Russian guy on HBO.
What was his name?
Nah, not really, to be honest with you. I mean, I thought Thurman controlled the action in almost all those fights.
All I'm saying is Thurman isn't as proven of a commodity as Sean Porter, in my opinion. So I think him against Robert Guerrero is a good fight.
Here's my thing. Guerrero was never as proven at 147 as even Soto Karass was. Soto Karass beat Guerrero's 2 best opponents, Selçuk Aydin and Andre Berto, better than Guerrero did.
Okay, then what about Chavez?
Say what? Oh, well, Diego Chavez. Yeah, I mean, Diego Chavez to me is better than Guerrero too. I'd pick him in a fight over him.
I think they're similar fighters, and I'll pick Thurman over Guerrero, but I still think it'd be a pretty good test for him. I just think people are so fucking high up on Thurman right now, and what has he really done?
No, I mean that's kind of fair, but the thing is, as soon as he beats Guerrero, then people could say, well, what has he done? Because I mean, Guerrero looked like Dookie against fucking Kamegai.
Guerrero got paid $1 million for that fight, and but he won't take Furman. If you're getting paid over $1 million, how much do you expect for Furman? Like, you're not a pay-per-view fighter.
I mean, hey, Kamegai took $75,000 and he went in there and almost knocked Guerrero's ass.
Guerrero knows, man.
Yeah, those are guarantees, though. So.
Well, I don't care. Well, he needs to. Anyway, I just want Furman to fight Guerrero. I want him to fight Guerrero or Devin next.
I'd rather him fight Guerrero. Fuck Devin.
And if not that, I want to see Guerrero versus Devin, loser fucks off.
No, that's a terrible fight, man. That's like Paulie versus Judo.
Dab.
Yeah, I know, but I just want to get rid of one of them, man.
Well, let a bigger name get rid of one of them, then. Shit.
Yeah. Look, I'm saying, man. Look, I don't. Would Thurman knock Guerrero out? Probably, maybe, but Guerrero is just he's a tough ass motherfucker, man.
That's true. That is true.
Yeah, but the thing with Guerrero is that when he would fight against Berto, Berto was actually able to bust Guerrero's eyes when Berto was in problems. I mean, and I think that the same thing happened with Kamegai. So, like now to say, Guerrero is not proven at all at 147. I mean, at least Alexander has Maidana in his resume, where Guerrero doesn't have anyone. I mean, he only has Berto and Aydin. I mean, and Thurman has been doing what he was supposed to do. He's knocking people out. So, it's not too hard to figure who will win the fight.
Yeah, but Mal, what did you actually think of the Guerrero and Kamegai fight?
No, that's true though. I mean, Thurman is knocking out fellow contenders. Guerrero is decisioning them.
Yeah, it's maybe like Golovkin is doing. I mean, he's doing what he's supposed to do.
Guerrero's defense, his lack of defense would be a major problem in that fight as well.
If you're supposed to be an elite fighter, you're supposed to be wasting your opposition.
If you see Guerrero, I mean, he's trying to fight on the inside, and he's really not that good. I mean, you could see how Kamegai was able to land some really good uppercuts and bust his eye, and the same thing with Berto. I think that maybe if you match Guerrero against someone like Rios, who's really good on the inside, maybe Rios, who's not a great boxer, especially at 147, will be able to win the fight.
And that same guy that Ari called, Soto Karass the slowest fighter that he's ever seen, that same guy landed a huge overhand right on Keith Thurman in the first round.
Well, Thurman took it.
Yeah, and then he had to adjust.
He adjusted,
No, that's true. But I mean,
he showed he can adjust.
Soto Karass has more one-punch power than Guerrero does.
That's debatable. But I think that's why that'd be a good fight.
I think Andre Berto would disagree with you.
About their power?
Yeah.
I mean,
one of them knocked him out, and the other one
makes
didn't.
You think? Yeah, but the other one made the other guy look like a Chinaman.
You think he didn't look that bad at the end of the Soto Karass fight?
No, I thought I'd rather look like the Berto after the Karass fight than the Berto after the fucking Guerrero fight. But we know looks don't mean shit. But all I'm saying is, wasn't that like a 9-3 fight? Guerrero Berto?
Yeah.
And didn't Andre Berto have some success in that fight too? Like, wasn't he coming off with a fuck-bone shoulder? I don't know. I think they're both like on the same playing field. All I'm saying is Guerrero versus Keith Thurman. I still think it'd still be Thurman's toughest fight in my opinion, because I still think Guerrero. I still believe that he can, still box, for moments of a fight, and I think he'd give Thurman a good look. I mean, it's a fight that I want to see.
Can he?
Yeah,
really
stylistically, I think just because of the fact that he's a southpaw, so it might be a little bit of an awkward angle for Thurman to deal with. But I mean, other than that,
Thurman always gets tagged. Thurman always gets tagged in every fight I've seen him. He's been tagged in every fight.
Yeah, guys, the chat's getting a bit rowdy because you guys have gone off onto a tangent. But if anyone wants to mention the Kamegai fight with Guerrero and what you thought, mention it now. If not, let's move on to the black hole.
Well, I pretty much called that shit to a T. Guerrero got out of there barely scraped by the edge of his fucking teeth. Kamegai almost knocked CrossFit Boy the fuck out. Showed what a sham that bullshit is.
I don't think
I mean, that's pretty much all there was to say about it. I mean, if people would have watched Kamegai, like I said, they should have. They should have watched that fight with Yohan Perez. They would have realized this guy's a rugged dude. Guerrero shouldn't go in there trying to wade in and brawl with him, but I knew that he would because he's a chump and he was doing that stupid CrossFit bullshit. So he was a sitting duck for everything that Kamegai was hitting.
Again, Nota, I think you're being a bit biased.
So much,
I think you're being a bit biased, Nota, because to me, I thought Guerrero fought the wrong fight, but even doing that, I think he still won clearly. Like, I don't think that was a close fight.
He quote unquote fought the wrong fight. Yet he fought that exact same fight against Berto, against Aydin. He's basically been fighting that same way the last 4 fights.
Yeah, and it works.
So I'd say that's Guerrero's problem of regressing more than him fighting quote unquote the wrong fight.
Nota, did you score this fight, Nota?
Yes, I did.
What did you score it?
Man, you weren't listening yesterday. I scored that shit 6-4 for Guerrero. I mean, not 6-4, 7-5.
So, did you think Kamegai did enough to kind of like gain more respect? Because to me, Kamegai, I wasn't impressed with him. Like, he just reminded me. I think someone on The Voice mentioned it yesterday. He reminded me of like a bigger version of Arakawa. Like, all he was doing is just plodding forward, hands up, and just trying to swing.
He has a lot more power than Arakawa does. Yeah, Arakawa was not hurting Figueroa in the least. He was just getting him tired. Kamegai was actually hurting Guerrero, and he jacked his eye up bad, worse than Guerrero's ever looked.
I agree with that. Like, he has more power, and he did the shot that cut his eye open as well. When you saw the replay, you actually saw like the cut open. It was a beautiful shot, but I wasn't really that impressed with Kamegai, to be honest.
Yeah. Well, the thing with Kamegai is he can be outboxed, but against a guy that's going to stand in there with him, you're going to have a long night because he's not going out easy.
Yeah.
And if you even against Yohan Perez boxed him. He wasn't foolish enough to just stand in there and just trade bombs with him. And that's the reason why he was able to defeat him.
Anyone else want to touch on this? Okay, let's move to the black hole. Dan, did you see the black hole?
Which is what?
Martin
exactly?
Murray versus Max Bursak in Monte Carlo, Monaco.
Oh, that fight was definitely a black hole.
Fuck no, I didn't see that shit.
I'm going to touch on it because Martin Murray's my boy. It wasn't a great fight. It was a bit of a clash of styles. Murray was dominant. I think I give him every round except one. Your favourite ref was refereeing Dan, the Luigi-looking motherfucker, as you said to me once. But it wasn't the greatest fight, but it was easy work for Murray, and then I think he picked up their WBC silver title. His promoter Rodney Berman mentioned afterwards that they're looking at maybe, hopefully, Sam Solomon in October. So I think that's a winnable fight for Murray. I think he can pick up that IBF strap that Solomon recently took off Sturm. That's about it. If anyone else wants to mention it now or forever hold your peace.
Oh yeah, I'll mention it.
Go ahead, Harry.
Well, luckily I was watching at the same time. I was watching some football. Otherwise, I would have had an early night. Because that fight was boring, man. Bursak was just, I don't know what Bursak was in there to do, man. Maybe Murray was a long-lost cousin or something, because he wanted to grab onto him and hug him up so much, man. It's just, I don't Murray did what he had to do. Like, I can't really blame Murray for it, because it's Bursak who's just hugging him up. But, again, it wasn't really a great performance, so hopefully next time, I want to see him now fight. I want to see a fight now, world title or legit, someone top 10, man. It has to be done now, man. Because, you know what I mean? If he keeps saying, you look good when he fights someone good, so give him the fight.
Yeah, I agree. Like, the first 6 rounds, he was a bit tentative, but later in the rounds, he opened up a bit and he was taking more risks, which I liked. It's like he got more comfortable in the second half of the fight.
It looked like they were fighting in Andre Ward's living room, man.
Yo, that was... So Monaco mentioned it in the chat. Monaco78, shout out to Monaco, that it was just a weird atmosphere, and I always feel the same with these Monte Carlo fights. I think all the people have to come in suits and stuff like that. It just has a weird atmosphere in those ballrooms, and you see this big chandelier above the ring. It's just a weird setup, in my opinion. But Martin Murray did have some of his...
1% watching the other 99 fight it out to the death and shit.
Yeah, exactly. But Martin Murray did take...
their spare scraps of steak meat on the bone.
Martin Murray did take some of his fans with him.
You should have watched the card, though, man. Some of your strawweights were fighting.
Yeah, man. That's the shit right there.
World title fights as well, no? So did you
for
catch
a vacant belt as well. Your wet dream.
Were they Japanese too?
Nah, that's the only thing I was missing.
Man,
one was from Thailand, and I can't remember what the other guy was from.
I think the guy was from South Africa.
Yeah,
the guy with the blue hair.
Same shit.
But yo, shout out to Monaco.
The South African was Hecky Butler, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Butler. Yeah, he won as well. Yeah, he knocked him out.
Yeah,
with a body shot.
Yeah, he looked good.
Yeah,
I thought he was good.
He's a good little fighter, man. He knocked the crap out of Joe Yi last year.
Yeah,
Joe Yi's a beast, man.
Isn't Molly Bongway his trainer?
Yo, guys, shout out to Monaco. He said he went to that Martin Murray fight, so shout out to him. He was in Cannes working, and he went over to the fight. So, I guess, do we want to talk about Alex Ariza and Garcia parting company? Like, anyone got any?
That was the
thoughts?
shortest black hole I've ever experienced, Cam.
You should be happy, Dan. Like, you was complaining about it. Now I give you a short one. Now you're mentioning it. Come on, Dan. Don't be ungrateful.
No British chimney sweeps this time.
You guys are just haters, man. Haters.
There we are.
But
like, oh my God, he's challenging for the EBU title. Like, what? Who gives a shit? No, I'm messing with him.
Just a hater, Nota. But seeing as though you're talking so much, Nota.
Spit it out.
Nota, what do you think about Ariza and Garcia parting ways?
Man, I don't really know how to call it. I mean, the thing is, lately Garcia's been on a little bit of a losing streak, so I imagine that might have something to do with it. And then the fact that, I mean, Ariza, I'm not sure how much he charges for his services, but he seems like he's getting paid pretty well. And so the thing is, if he's not producing, I imagine, they say, well, we're not gonna really need you anymore, because I imagine it's one of those things where it's like once you kind of train with somebody that has that type of knowledge for a little while, you just kind of absorb whatever you can from him, and then you send him on his way, So there it is.
Yeah, Dave the Sinister, have you got any thoughts about Ariza and Garcia?
There's a couple of different thoughts going in my mind. I mean, you and I had a pretty good conversation yesterday, which kind of eradicated my thoughts of it being, that he's giving people steroids or any kind of PEDs or banned substances whatsoever. It could be that he is trying to get a little too close to these fighters and build up a good rapport with them, and maybe even consider taking up training himself. And Robert Garcia was just being preemptive, just like Freddie Roach was, and getting him out of there.
Yeah.
That's a good point. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, me and Dave spoke about that yesterday on Skype, but Mal?
About what exactly? What was your point?
The idea of Ariza butting in and becoming a trainer himself and stealing fighters away from.
Yeah, because I was talking to Dave and I was mentioning that even when he left the wild card, there was comments about him getting too pally with some of the fighters and kind of undermining Freddie a bit and trying to almost become more of a trainer than actually just keeping to his role as a strength and conditioning coach. So, but Dan, have you met Ariza and what's your opinion on Ariza?
He's a dickhead. I've met him. I've met him countless of times, and he's a fucking dickhead.
Did you ever see him at work, training people and
Yeah, I mean, the guy doesn't really know much about the X's and O's and, the pure science of it. I don't know what kind of degree that he actually has, but I mean, he just does a lot of exercises that he thinks, works, and they do work, because I mean, to create a high intensity workout regimen for a boxer, it really isn't difficult. I mean, shit that he does is just high intensity, that gets your, heart rate going up, and, he does a good job at what he does for being a dumbass, in my opinion. But
did he kick you in your chest?
Oh no!
No, he kicked me in the nuts, actually. But I think, yeah, I agree with you, Kim. I think, and actually, I don't agree with you. I know for a fact that's the reason why he got kicked out of Freddie's camp. Is he kept telling some of Freddie's fighters what to do, especially during sparring. He would tell them he'd try to give them little shit like that, and Freddie didn't like it. So
yeah,
sure that's what happened.
Does anyone else want to mention this? Talk about this? Okay, so guys, does anyone know what's happening with Porter and Brook? Because it seems like it's kind of gone all a bit quiet.
Brook's trying to duck. That's what's happening.
I don't think Brook's ducking. Hearn said that they've signed, and I think it's Golden Boy holding them up. And I think it's got something to do, well, this is just my opinion, I think it's got something to do with that Golden Boy, he's not signed to Golden Boy, so they don't really want to prioritize a date for him right now. So they would rather prioritize a date for Garcia, Peterson, because they're actually their fighters.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, De La Hoya's got to be real paranoid right about now regarding all that stuff.
Yeah, I'm just checking boxing scene now and just skip.
Hearn's saying Porter Brook contracts received by Golden Boy.
Yeah, that's what I'm reading now. So
yeah, I just saw that too.
Hopefully this will kind of get a date, because this fight just needs to happen and get over with, because it's been talked about for so long. And
Hearn needs to put his foot down, man, and make them get the fight down or tell them to vacate. Simple as that. You have to play ball, man. If you're legit about this, because look at the heat. Already everyone's blaming Brook because of his rep and because of his previous. You know what I mean? Look at yesterday on the Boxing Voice. Ness instantly thought it was Brook. And I've seen it on forums as well. People are instantly thinking it's Brook. So you need to, if you're Brook's promoter, you have to make Brook look good and make them realize it's not Brook, and put the foot down and say, look, we need to fight by this date or vacate.
Yeah, just out of interest, Ari, who are you picking for this fight?
Well, you had to say it, didn't you? I haven't fully decided yet, because you know what I'm saying. Brook.
Get the.
What? What'd you say, Dad?
You know who you're picking?
Nah, man, I'm not. Because I was going to pick Brook a couple weeks ago. I said to Cam in a private message, I said, I might be going Brook. But then.
I want the private message.
This is the problem with me. I need to start picking with my head more. So I'm thinking and I remember how Brook hasn't really got an inside game, so I'm still leaning with Porter. But I want to see some footage of Brook before I fully decide. I want to see how he's looking.
I mean, what more fights do you need? Or what more?
I don't need more fights. He's got the power to do it, and Porter can't bully him like he did Paulie. You can't do that with a guy who's got power like Brook. Brook's got a nice right hand. He's got a good jab. If he gets the jab going. But I don't really want to talk about the fight too much until it's actually date. You know what I mean? We don't even know if it's going to happen yet. I'd rather hold back. But at the moment, I'm still with Porter. But I can still be convinced by Brook. Because I think he's talented.
Fair enough. Let's move on to this week's fights, man. We've got Dan's favourite boxer, Ricky Burns, back in action on Friday in Glasgow. Dan, do you think your favourite fighter's going to win?
Who's he fighting?
He's fighting some guy that I've never heard of, to be honest. Let me pull up his name.
Dejan
Zlatikanin.
Zlatikanin.
Yeah, Zlatikanin.
All right, I got Latin Cannon by first round knockout.
Don't you believe in your boy anymore?
And look, we could even have our first week of official picks. I'm still picking Latin Cannon by first round knockout.
Okay, I'll move on to...
Ricky Burns is a fucking bum.
Ricky Bums?
To be honest...
I don't even know what to call him.
No, he'll win this fight, but it's just a tune-up fight, really, and it's like...
Have you seen him? Have you seen the guys fighting?
No, I'm not seeing him with you.
His record is just... This is a step up for him, so we don't know, like... We'll see if Burns got anything, because, you know, I've never really been a fan of Burns, really. But he should win this fight, yeah, even though the guy's undefeated, but it's a big step up for the guy. He hasn't... You look at his record. He really hasn't fought anyone.
Okay, and does anyone else want to mention this?
Where the fuck is Lewis at, man?
Lewis is busy today. You said he might come on in a bit, but he couldn't make it at the start of the show. But I don't think anyone else.
No, this guy fought against Peter Petrov.
Did he win?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh shit! It looks like Latin Cannon might take him out.
Yeah, he's pretty tough then.
Hold on 1 second.
Was that the one that was in the Friday Night Fights in the Boxino?
Yeah. He is.
He's the winner of Boxino.
Yes.
I need to try finding some footage on this guy then, man, because I like Petrov, man. Petrov looked great. He looked good in that fight.
I'm looking
at like Latin Cannon by destruction.
I'm looking at the cards now, like against.
Maybe then he's right. The Latin Cannon will win.
Some quite wide cards against Peter Petrov. 118 to 110, 170, 130, and 116, 114. So, and Petrov's, as we've seen, he's a decent fighter. So, maybe Ricky Burns has got his. Maybe he's bitten off more than he can chew, but I still think Burns will win, to be honest. Oh, this guy's a southpaw as well. Just noticed. From Montenegro. But, yeah. I know Roos was talking about the Wadi Camacho and Stephen Simmons fight, but I think he's driving at the moment. So, well, if Roos wants to mention that, we can come back later. But, Ari, do you want him to talk about that? Or?
Yeah, I'm going with Simmons, man. Like I said, I have to start picking more with my head. And even though I like Camacho, he's from the ends, but I'm going to go with Simmons. Because Simmons has shown more. He's shown more in his career so far. Even though he hasn't really got power, he's got decent boxing ability. And Camacho, I don't know, man. He's weird. He's kind of annoying because he thinks he's better than he really is. Like, you see his previous fight where he scored 2 knockdowns in the first 2 rounds, and then he did nothing for the rest of the fight, and then he cried that he got robbed, but he didn't get robbed because he did nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I don't know, man. But Camacho's got a new camp. He's left. He left Bum Charles. I call him Bum Charles, but he left Don Charles, Trezora's trainer. Now he's training with Tony Sims and Peter Sims. You know them guys up in Essex.
Yeah.
So we'll see if that change has done anything to him. But I have to go with Simmons.
I'm going Camacho, but I don't like it when like Camacho loses and he changes his trainers. Like, he needs to look at himself sometimes, but I think he'll have a bit too much for Simmons, in my opinion. But I think that might be like the fight of the night, to be honest. I think that might overshadow.
Yeah, it definitely will be. Yeah.
Hey Cam, I thought once you got out of the black hole, we weren't supposed to return.
No, this is the future black hole. Like, you know,
Oh,
that was the
Lord.
past black hole. This is the future black
Yeah.
hole.
The next Monday black hole.
Yo, Mao, do you have any thoughts on this intriguing matchup?
No. I don't know any one of those fighters, man. But I picked the Latin Cannon.
Nice.
But
Okay.
we got one more for that. We got Curtis Woodhouse versus Willie Lemon.
Did you say Woodhouse?
Yeah.
Woodhouse.
Do any of you guys watch Archer?
Yeah.
No.
Oh shit! I never clocked that, man.
Woodhouse.
The butler, right?
Yeah, the butler. Yeah, but go on, carry on.
You guys having your little private joke from some cartoon that no one watches.
Cam, you need to get on that show, man. Archer's serious, man.
Fuck Archer, man. I don't watch no
Nah,
cartoons.
man,
I'm a
you
grown
can't
ass
say
man.
Archer's the shit, man.
Hey, Dan, did you like the little change up this season? I don't
Oh
know.
hell no! That shit was awful,
I think they're going back to the previous way though.
This is not the Archer coalition.
Yeah, I'm just gonna piss you off, Cam. But go on, Cam.
Yeah, I was just going to mention the Curtis Woodhouse and Willie Lemon fight. Willie Lemon's been around for time. If anyone remembers, he fought Amir Khan years ago. He dropped Khan as well, I think, in the fifth
he
or
was the
sixth
first
round.
one that showed us that Khan's got a dodgy chin.
Yeah. And he's still going, man. He's fighting Curtis Woodhouse. I think, is it for the... I'm not 100% sure, but is it for the Commonwealth?
It's a unification.
Commonwealth and British.
Yeah, Lemon's got the Commonwealth.
Yeah, so I'm kind of looking forward to this as well, because Woodhouse said he was going to retire after the fight. And he's decided to go against his decision. He's going to defend the title. So we'll see how that goes. But I don't think anyone else wants to mention this, so I'll move on.
I ain't put my 2 cents in yet, man.
Go ahead.
I fuck Woodhouse, man.
Well, what you got against Woodhouse?
he didn't beat Hamilton. I was actually on holiday when that fight happened. I was watching it. I was in Grenada. And the internet was dodgy over there. Oh my god, I was struggling to stream it. But I thought Hamilton won it, and I don't really like this because they basically gave it to him because he used to be a footballer and because of his story and shit.
Nah, it was a very close fight. It was one of those fights, Harry, that like so many close rounds you could have had it like, either way. To be honest, like
yeah, but if he's the champ, I think the champ should have got it. But I don't know. I don't know what Lemon's got left because I haven't seen Lemon. He's been off TV, so I haven't seen him since he got beat easy by Crawler. So even though I'm picking Lemon, but I'll take this one with the heart pick because I don't like Woodhouse and hopefully he gets beat again. So I'm going with Lemon.
I thought you said you're going to start picking with your head again. What
yeah,
you
no,
at?
but I'm allowed to have one heart pick sometimes, and that's a heart pick. When I don't like someone, I don't want to pick him.
Okay, fair enough. But anyone else want to touch on this? Probably not. So we got Nota. You know all these Americans. Is it the Showbox card on Friday?
Let's see here. Errol Spence and Ronald Cruz.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. That's in Vegas. Should be a good card. I mean, Spence is favored to win, obviously, and then Marcus Brown should beat Yusuf Mack. Mack is a good puncher, but he's always been inconsistent. And then the best fight on that card, though, is going to be Gerald Washington versus Travis Walker. You know, Travis Walker can always crack, but and Gerald Washington's kind of a high-rising prospect for Golden Boy. He's Gallo Negro. He's the black Mexican or whatever. So you know he'll be big money if he becomes a high-level heavyweight. And I'm fairly impressed by him. You know, he's a pretty good boxer, good power, and I mean especially for a tall guy. You know, he's well coordinated. He's a lot better coordinated than Dominic Breazeale. Because I mean I don't know if you guys saw Breazeale this last week. With Dawson on the Showbox undercard or whatever, but I don't know, he looks like uncoordinated. Washington is actual coordinated tall heavyweight with good power, so I think he should take out Travis Walker. So
yeah, he should.
It should be an okay card though.
He should.
Yo, what up, Ski Mask?
Knockout.
Yeah.
Yo, Ski Mask,
what's
what's
going on,
happening?
ladies and gentlemen,
Boys and girls.
children of all ages.
You know when you said that afterwards, I thought, you know what? Children of all ages shouldn't listen to this show. So you kind of fucked that up, Ski Mask.
Yeah, might as
Rated
well
M for
start him
mature.
young.
Yeah, exactly. But yo, Ski Mask, you jumped on late, so just touch on anything you want to talk about.
Oh man, I know that they didn't show it on. I know they didn't show it on Showtime, but fuck, Adrian Broner, man, was getting a lot of boos, dude.
Oh man,
I thought you was getting love.
I saw that on Twitter, man.
Dude, he was getting a bunch of hate out here in LA. Oh my god, that shit was so. I felt bad for him, man, because I felt bad for Devin because a lot of people were actually there supporting Devin, but just for the fact that Broner came walking out with him, he was just getting booed, man. Oh, that shit sucked.
People were supporting Devin?
Huh?
Who was supporting Devin?
No, there was a good little crowd that was supporting Devin. There were like little crowds here and there, but once everybody saw that Broner was walking through, everybody was letting him have it, dude.
Yo, Ski Mask, Broner wants to respond.
I'm okay.
He wasn't phased. He didn't care. He didn't care.
Dude, but that shit was crazy. Fucking just the amount of HBO boxers that were there too. Gennady Golovkin was there. Fucking Kovalev was there. I guess they were supporting that dude Lomachenko.
Oh,
dude, there was a little handful of HBO boxers in the area, dude.
Yo, Ski Mask, were you at the fight?
Oh yeah, I went.
Oh, did you enjoy the card?
It was good, man. The Brazil one versus what was that guy's name? The heavyweight fight.
Yeah, Dominic Brazil.
Devin Vargas.
Brazil versus that one guy that was
Devin
in the
Vargas.
2004 Olympics.
Devin Vargas.
That dude, man, Vargas is a fucking piece of shit, dude.
Well, I mean, you gotta think he was in the 2004 Olympics and he never really did anything except get knocked the fuck out by what's his face, Kevin Johnson. So.
Dude, man, this guy, he kept on complaining. I mean, I watched the tape over again, but he kept complaining that he was getting hit in the back of the head. Dude, he only got hit once. And
you know what? That's a good point you bring up, Ski Mask, because a lot of fighters, they complain about getting hit, quote unquote, in the back of the head when they're really getting hit up the side of the head. And they're trying to complain to the ref, and you don't get points from the ref. Fuck out of here with that bullshit. If you do that, I'm calling out every boxer that does that. If you do that, you're a straight bitch, and you deserve to get knocked the fuck out and taken out on the stretcher. Bitch made ass motherfucker.
God damn, no, Tom, man.
Dude,
take a breather. Take a breather.
But the thing that he should know better, man. I mean, if you turn around for a long ass time, I mean, granted that there's some people that turn around and boom, they turn back and face you and fight again, you know? But this dude was like around and then he looked at somebody and then that's when the referee called it quits and he was pissed because of that.
Yeah, he turned around and he basically got out of the fight. He didn't know much.
Yeah. So that's bullshit. I hate the fact that because I saw it on TV and then he was all like, he doesn't hit hard. He doesn't hit hard, and as soon as he's saying that, all the blood is gushing out his nose and all this shit. And then he goes up to Dominic, come on, man, rematch, and some shit like that. Come on, get the fuck out of here. That dude's a piece of shit, man. And then Chad Dawson, that fight was okay. I thought the other guy was supposed to be coming in more clean because I saw them in the weigh-in. And Dawson, he came in overweight. Not only that, he had to pay up, like, I think, his whole purse because he didn't get paid much, you know? I think he only got, like, $15K for that shit, right?
It's crazy that the journeyman got more than him. I can't believe that.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy, that.
That's crazy.
Yeah, even before the little money he had to give him.
Yeah, I think he got 15 minus the 3.
That is pretty wild. I've never seen that before.
Yeah,
and Chad Dawson, that one was a pretty clean knockout with the body shot, and then after that, just like, just got him to lay down.
Yeah, the right hook to the head.
Yeah, but I think he was gonna stand up, but if he just had an extra second or whatever, but that doesn't still count for nothing. He was
getting a beat down, so that was pretty much.
And then Soto Karass versus Devin, that one was a good fight actually. Well, watching it live, it was good, but
that's what I've been trying to tell everybody, Ski Mask, but they ain't believe me, man. Shit.
It's actually a good fight. When I saw it live, coming back and watching it on TV, it's a little bit different, man. Cause
you still there, Ski Mask?
Is he dropped Thomas?
Ski Mask, you still there?
Big caps. They make me feel
like the fuck is going woo.
But you know what, man? Fucking Soto, the only thing I give him credit is like right in the middle of the round, he came back and applied a lot of pressure, dude. He came in and did a lot of pressure. And you know what?
Wasn't he countering Devin Alexander just as good as Alexander was countering him?
At some points when they were in the pocket bit, he was too slow when it was distance.
Mm-hmm.
He couldn't catch Devin. Devin was just too fast for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was.
Skimas, do you think that fight was close?
No, coming back and watching it on TV, no, I don't think the fight was close. Like maybe towards the middle rounds, maybe Soto won like 3 rounds, 4 rounds. But after that, like the first beginning of the whole fight, it was all clearly Devin. Devin was just out boxing him.
Yep. And what do you think of the Lomo fight, Ski Mask?
Lomachenko one, that one was good, man. I honestly, watching it live, I could have gave it a fucking draw. It looked like it was pretty much it was back and forth, but coming back and watching it on TV, fucking Lomachenko had some moves, dude.
Yeah,
man. I was at the fight. I was high as fuck, and I scored that fight properly, man.
Oh yeah, you went?
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew I seen a naked Korean somewhere.
Why didn't you try
Huh?
Dan, why didn't you try down?
I was high as shit, and I was rubbing my titties too. Yeah, but what's up, Ari?
No, nothing.
He was tired than a motherfucker.
He was stoned as fuck.
You know what, man?
He was stoned as fuck.
Man. That whole place was just mostly like a Soto Karass crowd, man. Yep. You know, because Robert Guerrero did not have any fans, dude. That whole shit was empty.
Well, come on,
Yeah,
man.
you
You know
like
Southern California don't ride with that dude.
Yo, there was some fine ass Ukrainian woman too at that fight, man.
Hell yeah. There are a bunch of fine honeys out there, dude.
Yep. Well, go ahead. Don't let me sidetrack you.
But yeah, man. Now the whole crowd, it wasn't a big crowd for Guerrero, man, because it was like empty pockets here and there, dude. Put it like this: I eventually got up from my seat and sat closer somewhere. That's how empty it kind of was.
Yeah, on TV, Ski Mask, like the place looked very empty. I was quite disappointed.
Yeah,
I thought,
and it's crazy because it's usually not like that, man. If it's like a really good headliner, believe me, that shit is packed.
Yeah. Normally StubHub it feels a lot more than that, but Guerrero's not. People don't like Guerrero. That's pretty much why.
Yeah.
The Kamegai, dude, I called it. I said, you know, fucking Kamegai, I think he's gonna give it to him, and he did, man. Shit. I was like, fuck, Guerrero should just knock this guy the fuck out. I can't believe that motherfucker got paid $1 million for that shit, and fucking Kamegai just got paid $75,000.
Yeah, that is pretty fucked up. Like the difference.
Kamegai was fighting like he was trying to mug him.
It's called contract guarantees, man. That's part of the deal that you get once you.
It's one of those things where your last fight guarantees your next fight. So I mean, Guerrero's last was.
But that was some bullshit, though, man. I felt like, man, they probably lost on that investment because maybe not as far as TV ratings. Maybe they did decent, but as the fucking venue, that shit was fucking whack.
Nah,
but other than just the main event, but other than that, all the other cards were good.
Showtime ratings suck dick, man. Okay, all right. So is that pretty much it, Ski Mask?
Yeah, that was my rant.
All right. So carry on. That was the third black hole of the show.
Dan's gonna start to love black holes. Come on, Dan.
I'm fucking around.
Join the dark side.
Scheme. I mean, go ahead. Go ahead, Cam.
We were just before Ski Mask jumped on, we were talking about this. Is it a Show Extreme card on Friday? Anyone else want to touch on it?
Yes.
I've only really seen Errol Spence and I think I've seen Marcus Brown once, and I think I've seen Gerald Washington as well. But the rest of the guys, I'm not really too up to date with. But if anyone else wants to mention it, go ahead.
Yeah, Spence. I like Spence. He's definitely the future of boxing.
Yo, what's happened to BJ Flores? Because he's on that card as well, but he's fighting like an 8-rounder, man. He's really fell off BJ Flores.
He just too busy commentating, man.
He's not a great commentator, though. I've seen him. He's not the best commentator either.
Yeah, he looks real stiff.
He fought in the Areola fight, didn't he? Like in the undercard?
Yeah, but like, I don't think his fight was even like shown on TV.
Yeah, he scored a first-round knockout against Adam Collins.
Cam,
Yeah,
he's a
'cause
cruiserweight. No
Yeah.
one gives a fuck about cruiserweights.
That's true. The cruiserweight
Yeah,
scene is probably
at least in
like-
the U.S. anyway.
That's why. That's
really
why
care about
fucking Chad
cruiserweights
Dawson's
in
gonna.
Germany.
Yeah, that's why Chad Dawson's gonna drop down in weight. He doesn't want to be at that weight.
my weight. But yeah, if no one else wants to mention it, we'll go to Saturday's card. The Gamboa.
Well, you missed the ESPN card too, man. This is the ESPN card.
I don't understand ESPN sometimes because they had a weekend last weekend where there wasn't much boxing on, and there was no Friday Night Fights card. It's like, well, they should tailor their schedule to the quiet weekends because they're gonna get more coverage.
Yeah.
Like it's really weird. Like now they've got this show
that's
extreme.
true, but once again, the weird thing about the one this Friday is there's really no names on there at all. It's like 2 foreign guys at lightweight fighting against each other in fucking Missouri of all places.
That's the point. Like people would have watched that shit last week because there was nothing to watch. But this week you got the Show Extreme card on the Friday. You got Ricky Burns fighting on the Friday, and then you got obviously the Gamboa Crawford fight on the Saturday. It's like they need to sort out their scheduling. But if you want to mention it, to go ahead. Like I've not heard of these guys.
Basically, the main event, Ivan Redkach, or as Lex Ruger likes to call him, Red Cock, against Sergey Gulyakovich. And I mean, Redkach should beat Gulyakovich. But I mean, I guess it's a okay fight. I mean, both those guys are pretty evenly ranked. So, but I mean, I don't really rate those guys that highly though. So
yeah,
take that for what it's worth.
Cool. Let's move on to the Saturday card. Mao, Terence Crawford versus Yuri Gamboa. What do you think?
Who was on the undercard, Cam?
To be honest, I'm looking at the undercard and there's no names.
Oh
down.
yeah, Matt Korobov versus Jose Uzcategui is the televised undercard.
I've not even heard of these guys, to be honest.
You ever heard of Korobov?
Bob was he was a really high ranked amateur, man. He beat Bude and a couple other like really high ranking guys. I think he beat I think he beat Kovalev too in the amateurs. He's really well schooled, but he kind of plateaued a few years ago, like because he was on some of the Kelly Pavlik undercards back when Pavlik was still middleweight champion, and he never really got beyond that point for some reason. Like they just kept keeping him off TV for some reason. I don't know. It's like it seemed like he really didn't progress the way it seemed like he would, because he's a big puncher, he's a heavy-handed guy. But it seems like the guy that he's fighting, Jose Uzcategui, that guy's a big puncher too. So I'm thinking they might just be cashing out on Korobov, or just throwing them both in the deep end, almost like Lomachenko Russell, where they're gonna litmus test these guys against each other and just take whoever wins on to greater glory or whatever.
Yeah. Dan, do you want to touch on this? You seem like you know this guy. Do you want to give your opinion on it?
You serious? Serious?
You said you know the guy, so.
Yeah, that doesn't mean I'm interested in the fight. I mean, I know Korobov, but
well, the thing about this fight is it's going to be a good fight, man. It's going to be it's two guys that are heavy-handed going at each other head on. It's going to be a slick fest between these two. Just put it that way.
Hey, did you guys know that Vera Rosado fight is going to be BKB, bare knuckles boxing?
Really? No.
Yeah, it's rumored for BKB.
That can't be BKB. Like, he's gonna get cut the fuck up, man. He gets cut with gloves on. What's he gonna be like with bare knuckles?
That's the ultimate bum fighting right there, man.
Are they gonna challenge Pelos Garcia for the championship?
Oh man! But anyways, man, go ahead. Give us your riveting intake or your riveting analysis of Gamboa Crawford, man. I want to hear a lot of gusto in your analysis. All right, a lot of energy.
I don't know, man. I want to pick Gamboa just based on on his resume, on his power, on his speed. But lately, he hasn't look good at all. I mean, he's only been fighting bombs. And Terence Crawford, I mean, we don't know much about this guy, so I think it will be a good test, but just based on physical strength, on height, on reach. I mean, Crawford should be the favorite and he should win. I don't know, it's very easily. But, I mean, the thing is that Gamboa doesn't have the best chin too, so I think that he could score. I think that he will win by knockout, but I don't know. It's a good fight because Gamboa can punch. But actually, I don't know. I don't want to, shit on Gamboa just because he hasn't look good. I mean, maybe he doesn't have the potential like he once had, but I don't know. I think that it would be a good fight. I mean, we all know that Gamboa is an aggressive type of fighter, so I don't know. I think that Crawford will win an easy fight.
And Dave the Sinister, what's your opinion?
Crawford's like 3 feet taller than Gamboa, man.
He's got 7 foot, 8 foot.
Yeah. Jump. But no, he's much taller. He's got the range. He's a better technical boxer. I mean, in my eyes, I can see how everybody has it close, but in my eyes, it's definitely Crawford, hands down.
So you got Crawford dominating? 9-3-ish?
I think clearly, but I don't know about dominating. I've never really seen him dominate anybody. You know what I mean?
What? You haven't seen Crawford dominate anybody?
Come on, man. Like, Burns was on him.
Okay. Okay. All right, I'll let you finish your point, but go ahead.
No, that was my point. Burns was landing on him.
Prescott?
Okay, did you miss when Crawford fought Prescott and Klimov? Because he dominated both of them.
Easy money.
Easy one.
All right. I mean, I'll give you guys that.
Dude, he beat Klimov like 10-0, man, and he beat Prescott 10.
He literally beat Klimov 10-0 on all 3 scorecards.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't see that fight, but
okay.
You fucking dick.
Who else wants to touch on this? Oh, you finish. Have you finished your point, Dave? Or?
Nah, it's all good. Go ahead. It's all good.
Okay. Ari, what do you think of this fight?
I've been going back and forth, but then I forgot to look at the physical attributes, and like Crawford's so much bigger than him. Like Crawford's gonna have a 5-inch reach advantage at least, and then I don't know. Gamboa hasn't really looked good recently. I was saying Gamboa beforehand, but go with the head this time, and I'm gonna go Crawford decision as well, because Crawford's at his home as well, so he should get a decision as well. So Crawford's. I see him keeping on outside with his jab and frustrating Gamboa. Even though Gamboa is definitely his hardest opponent of yet, but I think Gamboa needs to go down. I think he should be at super featherweight, man. I don't know why he's at lightweight. I think this is too much of a jump for him this weight.
I mean, don't you think it's kind of a coincidence that Gamboa hasn't been looking good lately, ever since he got wrapped up in that Miami PED scandal?
Oh right? Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah.
What scandal is that? Is that the?
No, that was
supposedly he was taking peds or some shit.
Yeah, I mean, he was on the short list of
Was that the Alex Rodriguez scandal?
Exactly.
Was he part of that?
In Miami. Yeah.
His name was on that list.
Oh shit.
Yep.
Oh yeah, Crawford, man.
Yeah. Yo, I mean, I don't even understand why people think this is a close fight. I mean, if you use your head, I mean, isn't it a fucking easy ass fight to pick?
Yeah, it should be, because if you would think about it, fucking Gamboa hasn't really been as active as Crawford right now. Crawford's, even though he hasn't faced top opposition, but he's been facing him and looking really good, and he's been more active than fucking Gamboa.
Yeah, I mean,
so I would pick Crawford for this shit, man.
Put it this way regarding the whole top opposition thing. Brady Prescott took Mike Alvarado to the brink at a higher weight class. Crawford outboxed Prescott easily. Andre Klimov outboxed the shit out of John Molina, and Crawford outboxed him easily. So
and Burns too.
Triangle theory.
That's like a triple triangle theory, man.
That's like a pyramid.
That's like triangle to the third power.
Pyramid theory.
Any fucking snatch Ricky Burns' soul.
I saw Solis.
Okay, but Dan, you got Crawford, yeah?
Yeah. I got Crawford easy money.
Decision.
Easy money for sure.
Easy money. Yeah.
Yeah, I got Crawford as well. I just think Gamboa's been too inactive, and like Abby said, like Crawford's got all the advantages. The only thing I would like to see is like Crawford change gears a bit, because sometimes he just he's got opportunities to kind of maybe finish someone off. Like he had opportunities to take Burns out, and he just didn't change gears for me. But I was impressed with him against Burns, so I'm going for Crawford decision.
The only thing that if he does pull an upset, man, then after this he'd be like in a better position, that fucker Gamboa. But who knows how much of a difference? Of course he will. But who knows how much of a difference though? Because 50 Cent, I don't know how good of a fucking promoter he is. You know?
He's terrible. He's the worst.
Yeah, dude.
Look at what he's done with Andre Durrell's career.
What the hell is happened to Durrell, man?
Andre's new nickname is Andre Durrelled. Durrell. Do you get it?
Durrell. That's good.
Durrell.
It's,
dude,
where is that
Cent?
guy? I'm seriously, where is he? He's disappeared, man. Is he what? Is he
was
locked
on
up or what?
He was on a 50 Cent music video about a year back.
Well, and he was in Anthony Durrell's corner when Anthony fought Bika, but Anthony hasn't fought since then either.
He might as well just be 50 Cent's bodyguard or something, man.
Yeah, right. 50 should be his bodyguard, man.
He's a paycheck.
Damn, I wonder what their fucking contract was, man, when they signed with that fucking douchebag, man.
Hopefully he got a nice signing fee, because other than that, he's pissed, man.
Yeah. Fucking A, dude. All these fucking boxers that signed with him are fucking... They're gone off the map, and if they're on the map, they're like barely hanging on.
Billy Dib.
Yeah, Billy Dib.
Billy Dib got that work from Guerrero.
Twice.
Yeah. He cashed him out.
Twice.
Yo.
But I didn't give my piece on this fight, though. I think I got Crawford winning clearly.
Yeah.
Gamboa, I used to be a big fan of Gamboa's, man. He was like just, that as soon as the bell rang, he was coming for your head, and he was fucking you up, man. And
he was like a little mini Mike Tyson.
No, he kind of looks like him. But, I mean, just like the explosiveness, the in and out speed, the hand speed, the foot speed, the power, just, he was great to watch. But it seemed like as soon as he started fighting like higher level opposition, like Ponce de Leon and Orlando Salido, he was just trying to outpoint them and stink out the joint more so than really like dominate. And I think that's kind of happened a lot more at super feather and lightweight now too, because he can't really overwhelm his opponents physically in the same way. So now he just kind of, does almost like a little bit of a Rigondeaux impression where he just kind of uses his speed to hit and run, stick and move, hit and run or whatever. But against Crawford, I don't think that's going to work at all, because Crawford he's got the timing, he's got the reach, he's got the skill set, he's got the versatility, he can switch southpaw, orthodox, and the whole nine. He can close in on you. He'll hit you, sidestep, and then hit you again, and then sidestep back the other way. Man, he does a lot of inside game stuff that very few fighters do. And to me, he's a special fighter, and I just don't think that a good little fighter is going to be a better, bigger fighter in this case.
He's got that Purnell swag.
Noted. Did he make noise at amateurs? Because he's got like a style that
he beat Mikey Garcia in the amateurs. He beat Danny Garcia in the amateurs.
Yeah. Did he not make the Olympics?
Swift. No, he didn't.
Oh, okay.
Swift.
He beat Mikey Garcia twice, no?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
and he was one of Bradley's big like sparring partners, like back before Bradley was really a well-known quantity too.
Yo, what's up, Jay? Is that your mama in the background?
Nah, man, motherfuckers almost fainted when they fucking scored that fucking goal.
King Jay's family went crazy.
But Jay, man, it's bad that you got to get beat by Van Gaal and Van Persie, man. Unlucky.
Yeah, I just told him that, man. Like,
unlucky
as soon as
with
I
the draw.
found out we were next against them. Like, man, fuck, just
they gotta
do it while it lasts, because they're gonna get rocked.
Van Gaal's a genius, man.
Yo, fuck that. Snyder. Robin, Snyder, and Van Persie, man.
R.I.P., man.
But your guys,
I think...
Go on, Jay.
Fuck. Oh no, man. I just wanted to say that, man. I was listening to the Boxing Voice today, and man, Ringside Rob's a fucking faggot, man. Straight up. It's man. Like he doesn't.
Why so much hate, man?
It's not hate, man. It's just that. Like he was like his whole time was his pick was Russell, and nothing against Gary Russell, like the people that picked him, because I honestly thought it was a 50-50 before I seen him in the ring too, So if I would have picked Russell, like I would have been okay with that loss, because he was a better fighter. But don't fucking pick Russell the weeks before and say, oh yeah, Russell, there's no way he can't lose this that. And then he loses, and I'm listening to the show, and he's like, well, you know, I mean, he was tailor-made for Lomachenko. We seen this coming. Like, get the come on, dude. Like,
good
really?
evening.
He was
Good evening,
tailor-made, but you
guys.
picked him, right?
Good evening,
Yeah,
guys.
man.
And
And
I gotta
just
give
agree-
respect. I gotta give respect to Ringside Robbie just because last week he said that he agreed with everything that I had to say. So.
Hey,
King
Hey, King J, weren't you the moron? Weren't you the moron, Sergio Martinez and Miguel Soto?
Oh yeah, he would have hit me, and I had Cotto the whole time. I don't know what people are talking about. Man, dude.
Fucking Ringside Robbie.
Yes,
dude.
when I agree with Ness, it's because I agree with his point of views, guys. It's not that I'm trying to think right.
And he said that shit as soon as he said that shit again. As soon as Ness finished talking, he hit him with the I gotta agree with everything you just said, Ness.
Where's MTV2?
Yo, you guys need to stop dissing Ringside Rob because MV2 is going to take him under his big wing, you know, so he's going to become one of the coalition. He's going to become the coalition, so you guys need to chill with that shit.
I don't want to be under MTV2's wing.
Oh man, but hey, I'm not done celebrating this fucking Lomachenko win, man, and I'm gonna agree with Noda, man. I think everybody's fucking giving Rigondeaux too much fucking praise, man. Like, oh, you know, he's this and that. Like, some dude, there's his Instagram page called Cuban School, and the dude usually knows what he's talking about when he's talking boxing. But I mean, he just kept talking about this fight, and I kept going back at him, and he didn't even like realize like he was so involved in the hype for this. It was not hype because he's real that he forgot that Lomachenko won 2 gold medals too. You know, like if they throw him in with Rigondeaux, he's gonna lay him out, or it's gonna be a clean slate. Like, I don't think it'll be that much, dude. Like, I think we're over exaggerating him. He looked good in 2 fights, man. I mean, we can't.
Well,
just,
see, the thing
you know?
that kills me about a lot of guys like that, and I'm not like necessarily talking about him in particular. Is a lot of these guys they'll say stupid shit like, "Oh, Lomachenko's not ready for Rigondeaux. He's not ready to step up." And then they'll say like, "Oh, why should Rigondeaux have to move up to fight at 126?" Well, because you were just talking about him fighting against Lomachenko, dumb fuck. They'll say like, "Oh, why should Rigondeaux?"
So I don't know, man. I honestly think that fucking Lomachenko learned a shitload, man, from that first fight against Salido, man. Because as soon as I think he, listen to what I gotta say. Not as far as
go ahead.
And not as far as like, you know, he got way better, but a lot of the little things where he was doing real wrong with Salido, he covered a lot of them, dude. Like when Gary Russell would go in, and they would like hug, like he wouldn't wait for the ref. He'd push him off and give him a hook, you know, like little dirty tactics.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. 2 things, King J. Why was the inactivity still prevalent in that fight? And second, he was fighting a fucking dwarf. He wasn't fighting Orlando fucking Salido.
Well, I mean, the inactivity, man. I honestly thought it got to a point where, like I said earlier, dude, it didn't matter what the fuck Gary Russell was doing. Like, he was just waiting for him to finish his little fury, and he was countering his ass perfect, you know. I don't think there was.
But he let round slip, man.
Yeah, he did
let round
do
slip
that.
because he got tired.
Yeah, that's what I think, and that was in the 6th round. Like, he gassed out real bad. Like in the last 2 minutes, he didn't do shit. I think he threw 2 punches that round.
All right, let me ask you this then: if he rematches Orlando Salido and say I know Salido can't make 126, I'm just saying hypothetically, do you think he beats him?
I don't.
I don't because I don't.
I think he does.
Well, I don't because I think Salido is a really good fighter, and I rate him a lot higher than most people do.
I just think he does, man. Well, fuck, man. I don't know. Well, how did you guys grade the first fight? I mean, do you guys thought it was close, or like Salido really just blew him out?
I had Salido winning clearly.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, no, but I mean,
7-5, but I had him winning very, very clearly.
So I think a lot of that first fight had to do because he had the fucking not the boxing experience because he has the amateur fights, but as far as like, you know, tactics and shit like that. Yeah, you know. So I think
it's like almost like a different
plays a big role.
So.
Yeah, I think that plays a big role, man. And I think this time around, I think he would beat Salido, man.
Well, here's the thing, though, Jay. I don't think he's gotten quite enough of that, even still. I think maybe a few fights down the road, he might acquire that completely, but I wouldn't say that he has it right there.
It kind of fucked me up too, man, because I was like, man, what the fuck is happening here? You know, like, is Lomachenko this fucking good, or does Gary Russell suck this bad? Because I mean, it was a 50-50 hit. you know, because it was a 50-50 fight, man, and Gary
You
Russell
gotta think
was,
it's a little bit of both, because I mean, Lomachenko already proved. Yeah, I mean, what I'm saying you gotta say it's a little bit of both, because I mean, you gotta see Lomachenko proved at least a little bit against Salido. He proved that he didn't just get blown out the place. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but it just threw me off, dude, because it threw me off because I didn't like in other Russell Jr. fights. I seen that he had a little bit of power, man. You know, a little bit of power, a little bit more of movement. And dude, he didn't show any of that shit, man. Like honestly, in the whole fight, like yeah, he kept himself busy during the whole fight. But there was never a time where he landed fucking 4 good ass clean punches, man. Like you know that like, God damn, he got him.
That's because he was fighting those fucking waiters at the taqueria stand, man.
Yeah, dude, but there was a lot of rounds where, like we just talked, like you just said, you know, like there was rounds where, like in the 6th round, where Lomachenko only threw 2 punches, dude. Like he was there to get hit that round.
To be honest with you, Jay, I think a lot of the body work that Lomachenko did early took a lot of the starch out of Gary Russell was going at him.
Yeah,
so Russell was just throwing slaps from there.
I said that shit in the beginning, and you know it fucked him up, man, because Beef said that shit yesterday. It fucked him up because once he started making those noises when he was throwing his punches, you knew he didn't have the same fucking effect anymore. Because once you start making those noises, it means that you're a little tired because you're breathing out your fucking mouth too much.
Yeah, I agree.
Yo, I'm just last point about him. If he ever fights Rigondeaux, the only thing that makes me scared and tentative to not pick him is his inactivity. I think once he touches Lomachenko with that counter right hand that he throws, those fucking missiles, I think Lomachenko's gonna be really, really fucking timid, man.
Hey, Lim, can you give that analogy in ringside Robbie's voice, please?
No, next time, Ski.
Hey, so Lim, who do you got? Nonito or Lomachenko?
Lomachenko. It's a really tough fight to call, but I mean, again, has Lomachenko fought anyone with Donaire's power?
No, but I'm just
Salido.
Hold up.
Based on what we've seen.
Salido.
Hold up, how is he good? No. Donaire's a bigger puncher, in my opinion, than Salido.
Well, why? Because Donaire's fought fucking flyweights and knocked them out.
No, well, you know what?
Fighting as a featherweight and knocking them out.
I think they got equivalent punches. They got equivalent punches, punching power. But I think that Nonito Donaire's punches are more better placed than Salido. Salido's, you know, he's kind of like a wild puncher, and Nonito, if he hits you like in the right way.
Well, and Salido actually has a work rate. So Donaire just tries to do some stupid Roy Jones bullshit and fucking land one huge shot and take you out.
Look, all right, that's fair. I mean, it's a close fight. It's a 50-50 fight. But look, like, why are people so quick to jump on the Lomachenko bandwagon and say like he would destroy Donaire though?
Well, I'm not saying that Lomachenko's that great. I just don't think that Donaire is. Donaire is the most overrated fighter of the past 10 fucking years.
Yeah, but hey, would you even classify? Say if Donaire beat Gary Russell Jr., would he be a top 5 opponent that Donaire's beaten?
I mean, not pound for pound, but he'd certainly be better than anybody he's been fighting at like super bantamweight featherweight. I mean, who's he really fought? Vecheka was beating him before Donaire finally, got himself bailed out.
Yeah, but look, Naoto, you always say this fighter was beating Donaire, and then Donaire sparked that fighter the fuck out in a certain round of that fight. So
no, well, he didn't spark Vecheka out. Donaire ducked out of that fight on some Robert Guerrero bullshit, trying to get out of the fight because Vecheka was giving him the business the whole time.
Okay, all right, that's fair. All right, but anyways,
I'm not saying no. I mean, I think you took the question wrong. I wasn't saying like Lomachenko would fucking beat him because I honestly think that is a good ass fight compared to the. Well, I mean, now that we've seen the Russell fight. But I actually think that fight that's a good ass fight for TV and for fucking fans, man. Like if it works in both ways, as if Nonito wanted to make a comeback or they want to give Loma that real fucking push, that's who the fuck you put him up against.
I agree. That's excellent marketing for either of them.
There's just people like Jazz in the chat who says, "Oh, Lomachenko would destroy Donaire."
No,
but after a fight against a fucking dwarf, he's gonna defeat top names at 126. Like, no.
I don't know, man, but
well, I wouldn't call Donaire a top name at 126. Well, who is he beating to be a top name there?
Look, that's another issue of your resume versus what you feel like is a good fighter, and I think Donaire's still a top 5 26 pounder. I'd pick him over Gradovic, that's for sure.
I think he is a top 5. I don't.
But anyways.
I know,
But
I know I'm getting off track, but we're talking about the Gamboa Crawford fight, Jay. So
I got
what's your
man,
take on
dude,
that fight?
I want to take Crawford, man, but I don't know, man. I just got this fucking feeling that Gamboa is gonna pull this shit off, man. I got a feeling he's gonna pull it off, man. Even though, numbers wise and as who's a better boxer, Crawford is better, man. His fucking inside work, his fucking dude, his footwork is nasty, A fucking jab, steps to the right, hooks you, and then fucking goes the other way. Like he's not the normal boxer. He's not the normal double jab and then a fucking setup right, and and just
That's the type of stuff
back.
that Tyson used to do.
Yeah, dude, and
He's just weighed in on you.
Yeah, dude, and I don't know, man. Like Crawford's technically sound, man, but I don't know, man. I don't know. Sometimes I get fucked up in my head, man, because I fucking fall in love with power a little sometimes, man. And Gamboa got that shit in both hands, man. But if he tries that dumb slick shit where he drops his hands all the time, dude. And I think I was watching this interview, and I think his fucking coach and the trainer told him that if he acknowledged that if he was gonna try that shit against Crawford, that shit was like they warned him like you can't be doing that shit because this guy actually is fucking fast. So that dropping your hands shit, man. That dropping your hands shit, man, that's a 50-50 for me, man. Because if you don't fucking land that, you're getting hammered, dude. You're getting hammered,
it's something
man.
you do. It's something you do when you know you can easily counter somebody.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying exactly. So, but Gamboa does that shit all the time. Like he doesn't give a fuck who's in front of him.
Exactly, that's the problem.
So that's the problem with it, dude. But and then again, he does it all the time. But if he does fucking land it, dude, he's gonna fucking hurt you, man. So I don't know, man. But we haven't seen Gamboa in the fucking ring in a long ass time. So who the fuck knows what kind of condition he's in, man? I mean, how he's looking because he didn't look good in his last fucking fight against what's his name?
Darley Perez.
Yeah. So I don't know, man.
I've seen a bit of training footage. He does look like he's coming prepared.
The training footage, man. But then again, when doesn't he look like that,
Yeah, but man, I just think he's too small for this, man. I think I want to see him at super featherweight and fighting Garcia or picking up one of them belts because super featherweight's a bit weak. So
super featherweight's not weak.
I said it's a bit weak. Like he would definitely win a world title there. That's what I mean.
I don't think so. I don't think that's a guarantee.
Okay.
Takashi Miura and Takashi Uchiyama are both very good fighters, and so is Argenis Mendes.
Yeah, I want to see him go over to Japan and take out one of your boys, man.
Well, I think he would beat Argenis Mendes, to be fair.
Oh yeah, but they're having that rematch though, aren't they?
Yeah, it's in Miami, I think.
Yeah, him and Rances.
What's the date for that anyway? Do you know?
I can't remember off the top of my head. I think it's mid-July.
Mendes is getting sparked out, man.
Again.
Come on. We all know that. Exactly.
Yeah. But guys, I need to mention something on Balkang's behalf. Shout out to Balkang. He's asking the listeners if they know for any links for 2 documentary films. One's called The Fist of Nations, based on Roberto Duran, by Pituk Ortega Helibron, and the other is El Boxeo, based on Latin fighters. So if anyone knows any links for them, send them to me at the Box Coalition on Twitter, and I'll pass them on to Balkang. Guys, we've got about 20 minutes, 15 minutes, so Jas, he's always in the chat, week in, week out. He's asked us if we can touch on Lara Canelo. Dave the Sinister, break down that fight.
It's funny. I mean, like on paper, Laura's the choice, but there's something about this fight and something about the details that just make me lean a little bit more towards Canelo. I don't know, for a defensive fighter, Lara really takes a lot of punches. And, a lot of the praise that he gets, I've noticed that a lot of his damage that he's doing is from dirty shit. From like forearms and elbows and shit. And don't get me wrong, he's not getting called out on it and he gets away with it, so it's fair game, but that shit ain't really gonna help you at the end of the day.
He's not gonna get away with it with a referee that's gonna be all over that shit because Alvarez is who he's fighting this time.
Yeah, all over Canelo's nuts.
Exactly.
But yeah, man, I definitely have to go with fucking Canelo on this one.
Nice. Mao, I don't know if he's back. Mao, you back? If he's not,
Ari. I want to hear what Ari has to say about this fight.
Go on, Ari.
Yeah, this is I know I've been saying a lot, but head over heart pick. I'm going with Canelo, man, because I was going with Lara before. I was caught in the hype, like everyone else would have saying, like, oh yeah, you know, Lara's the pick, all the hardcores and thing. But then you look back and you see, and you look at, I've been looking at Lara fights again, and like Dave just said, like he's supposed to be a defensive fighter, but he takes a lot of shots. Look at the Angulo fight, man.
Yeah,
like,
dude.
Angulo's
he's
slow,
so
and
overrated.
he took damage. He took real damage, and we don't know how that fight could have went on if Angulo's eye didn't, like, you know what I mean? What happened to him? Like, so, and then I see Canelo. He's got fast hands. He's got power. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a late TKO.
Yo, Ari, let me just say one thing, man. I use that Angulo fight as a barometer, and I'm Canelo nut harder, right?
Yeah.
We don't know
my
that.
logic. Now hold up, but my logic was Canelo, wasn't the come forward aggressive fighter like Angulo was, and I still don't think that. However, Canelo's hand speed compared to Angulo, in my opinion, makes up for that shit. That's why I think that even if Lara, wins the first 4, 5, 6 rounds pretty comfortably, I still think he's gonna get fucking tagged with Canelo's best punch, which is that straight right hand. And Lara, he paused that jaw too much. He paused that shit too much for my liking.
And he's a southpaw, so the right hand.
And he has no inside game. He does not know how to throw a punch on the inside.
I'm going with like I said, I've been thinking because before, like months before and everything, but like even before the fight was announced, I'm just saying I was one of them guys who kept saying like, oh, Canelo will never take the fight, and why won't Canelo take the fight? But then now that it's actually here, and I'm doing my research, I have to go with Canelo, man.
Yeah.
And Canelo's going to come prepared as well. Canelo's looking good, man.
You know that fight's going to be. You know that fight's going to be in an 18-by-18 ring too, so.
Yeah.
Canelo's going to have the advantage. And the thing about Lara, dude, people always talk about him like he's some defensive wizard with like, impeccable footwork. And the guy, he gets caught in fucking corners by guys like Angulo all the time, man.
Got caught in corners by Paul Williams too.
Yep, Paul Williams, what's his face? When he fought from Molina, he let Molina control the pace of that fight for the majority of the fight.
He was lucky to get out of there with the draw.
I agree.
I agree. But then who's the best boxer that Canelo has ever faced and win against?
Floyd. A win against?
Trout.
Probably Trout. Yeah, Trout. And I know that's not saying much.
Or you know what? Not even Trout. Fuck that. Miguel Vasquez.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen that fight, but Miguel Vasquez was. At what weight did that fight take place? At welterweight?
The first one was at 140, second one was at 147. So yeah.
Regardless, I mean, Mao, that's a legitimate question, but at the same time, what do you call it? Canelo. Well, to me, how I would respond to that question is, Lara isn't near the same level as Floyd for me to use that as Canelo.
No,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, actually, I was trying to compare it with Trout, and Canelo barely won that fight. I mean, I had it for Canelo, but only for one round. And a lot of people were disagreeing, saying that Trout won that fight. So I think that, I think that Canelo might drop it. I mean, everyone in the boxing.
To be fair, Mel, Trout has a much higher work rate than Lara does. He actually throws volume. Lara tries to, throw a few punches around and, skate by off of doing that and just nick rounds closely.
And you're not going to be able to nick rounds like that versus Canelo. Because the judges will definitely won't give you that.
Exactly.
And, I actually thought the Trout-Canelo fight, I actually scored it one point to Trout. But that was mainly because of overactivity and the jab.
Right. Yeah, it's another
this will be a different fight.
It was Malignaggi versus Broner, basically.
Yeah, this will be a different fight.
No. Hold up. To me, it's more like even you can say Lomachenko Russell. Yeah. Mao, that fight may have been close, but who honestly said that Trout won that fight?
Well, you got to look at it this way, though. Lara beat Angulo very close, and he beat Trout easily. Alvarez beat Angulo easily and beat Trout very close. So, I mean, that's two comparable opponents. I mean, a triangle theory, I guess, or whatever. But I mean, the style clashes were actually kind of similar too, with regard to that.
Yeah.
And Lara struggled against Vanes Martirosyan. And
Yep.
Marozin isn't really that much different stylistically than Alvarez.
Yeah, but Mal, I mean that's a legitimate concern, and that's a concern that I had, when this fight got announced. But the more footage of Lara, he just isn't as good of a fighter as I thought he was. I mean, when people want to pick that Trout fight as an example, say, oh my God, fucking Lara is so amazing, but Trout is a fucking bum in my. And did Canelo struggle with him? Yeah, sure he did at times, but that was more so, I think, of an indictment on Canelo's inactivity. Now, is Canelo's stamina going to be another issue against Lara? It may be, but I'm banking on the fact that it's been improved, and the fact that he's going to be taking place at 155. Maybe that's going to help his stamina just a little bit more.
No, well, we'll see. I don't know. I think that Lara just moves better than Trout, and when it comes to Canelo's inactivity, I also had the same concern, but he did pretty good against Angulo. I mean, he kept hitting, he kept throwing combinations. I mean, for the entire 10th round, so he looked good. But I think that in terms of boxing, I mean, the style doesn't favor Canelo at all, and even the ring maybe might not be big. I think that movement, the Lara's movement, will be maybe something that Canelo would struggle against. So, I will go for Lara.
Yeah, but Lara's predictable now.
Yeah, but also isn't Canelo predictable? He's always throwing combination. I mean, you know that he will have to employ a lot of stamina trying to catch it because he doesn't have it. I mean, he had a pretty good fight against Angulo, who's a come forward fighter, but even he tried to maybe get some of stamina back by, fighting in the ropes. And he did pretty well, but because he was fighting against Angulo, I mean, Lara will not go for Canelo. I mean, it will be the opposite. Canelo will have to try to hunt Lara, and, I don't know. I think that Canelo is also very predictable.
Again, but this all kind of goes back to the whole the fact that Canelo, is the A side, and he's going to be favored by the judges. I mean, they're going to look at him coming forward, and they're going to be look, Canelo's the aggressor, so let's give this round to him.
Yeah, that will maybe be the case.
And Mao, when he throws his flashy combinations, he's going to be screaming, hey,
hey, hey. And the crowd's going to be like, oh my God, that's the greatest shit ever. He's better than Muhammad Ali.
Oh yeah, you're like. That's a 10-4 round for Canelo.
Yeah, that might be the case.
But hey, just for a quick second though, let's just talk about the fucking importance of this fight. Like, not just from a fight standpoint, but the fact that Canelo is the lone cash cow for Golden Boy now. And the fact that this is a fucking Al Heyman fighter versus a Golden Boy fighter. And did you guys hear the comments that Lara made on Boxing Scene? Like
but then Lara's manager retracted him.
Exactly. I mean, man, Lara thinks he's Team Al Heyman, that Al Heyman is a promoter, but he's got.
Yeah, he shouldn't have come out like that.
Yo, guys, I didn't hear these comments. What were the comments?
Lara basically said that he's gonna have nothing to do with Golden Boy and all this and that, and he's gonna destroy Canelo and everything.
And he was shitting on them for how they treated him and saying that they've thrown him to the wolves.
He was saying that they fed him to the wolves. Like, well, what wolves? Angulo? Yeah, Canelo fought him too.
But I don't think he likes how Canelo's been pampered, so I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, anybody could make that argument, though. I mean, of course, Alvarez has been pampered more than every other boxer, but it's not. Exactly. It has nothing to do with Lara. It's not like they were especially shitting on Lara. I mean, any more than they've done with Danny Garcia, for instance. And they kept trying to feed Danny Garcia to Amir Khan and Eric Morales and all that.
Yo, guys, it's slightly off topic, but it's similar to what we're talking about. With Cotto winning the middleweight title, WBC, do you think he will vacate and then have a super fight with Canelo, or do you think he'll try and defend the middleweight title?
No, Alvarez would move up. Yeah. Alvarez would be better suited at 160 than 154. And that would be more an advantage for Alvarez than it would be for Cotto.
No, that's what I personally think that. Go ahead, Cam.
I was just going to say that I've heard rumors that he might give it up and go back down, because I think it'd be better to try and drain Canelo and keep him at 154.
That's what I just said.
Yeah, and Roach would definitely try and make him do that, wouldn't he?
Yeah, because I think trying to have it at like a catch weight, 157, 158, I think that would be Canelo's advantage rather than... Because look at what weight Cotto came in at. Was it 155? So it would be better for Cotto to go.
I don't know,
to
man.
go down. But Dan, what were you going to say?
I just think that Canelo should like become the undisputed champion at 155, and then 156, and then 157, and then 158, and then 159. I just think
like
he should
Arturo Gatti, man. Like Arturo Gatti, 142 and 142.
I think he should just do that all the way up to 175, man, and get all those belts. And then he could fight Chavez for the 173-pound belt, you know?
But guys, we'll wrap up soon. Anyone got any else they want to mention, or should we call it a day after a chat room real quick?
Well, it looks like the third person has passed up on fighting Curtis Stevens for the mandatory shot at Sam Solomon. That would be Felix Sturm, joining Martin Murray and David Lemieux, who both also ducked Curtis Stevens. So it looks like Stevens might be fighting Hassan Endam.
Again, what is Murray thinking, man? Like, that's one fight there, and then you take on arguably... Well, actually, no, I can't see the weakest champ. But
Stevens is not going to come to the UK or Monte Carlo. Like, it's easy to say Martin Murray's ducking people.
Man.
But it's easy to say Murray's ducking people because he's restricted to going into the US.
But it's purse bids. Your promoter can maybe win the purse bid. What? Stevenson ain't got a huge backing. He's on NBC.
Yeah, but the thing is, Murray's new promoter was looking at the IBF, so what's the point of having a fight with Curtis Stevens?
Exactly, the IBF.
That's for the IBF.
Fighting Eliminator.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm confused. So what's happening?
Stevens.
You jumped in, Cam. You don't even know what's going on.
What's happening?
Cam, you sound like Frotch. You sound like Frotch on ringside right then.
Oh man, Cam, you sound like MV Chu in a math class, man.
MV Chu's better than me at maths. But
Sam Solomon is the IBF champ, okay?
Yeah.
He just beat Felix Sturm for that.
Yeah.
Now the IBF is holding a final eliminator to decide who's going to be his mandatory. Curtis Stevens is one of the guys, and Martin Murray was supposed to be the other one. He passed on the fight, then they went to David Lemieux. He passed on the fight, then they went to Felix Sturm, and now he has passed on the fight.
When did Murray get offered this eliminator?
Don't know, but it was.
I'm not entirely sure, but it's on Boxing Scene right now.
Because I'm surprised because when I heard his promoter talking on Saturday, he was saying he was going after the IBF strap. So hearing this has quite surprised me, to be honest.
Well, maybe there's a possibility then. Maybe that his promoter is just going to make an offer to Sam Solomon.
Yeah, try and get voluntary.
Yeah, probably. That's probably what's happening. Yeah.
But it's most likely going to be Stevens versus Endab now, because he's the next one down the list.
Jesus Christ.
And Endam, I like Endam, even though he got dropped about 70 times.
Weren't them two supposed to fight actually at a different time, like a few months ago?
I think so, yeah.
So they're going to fight this time, and then...
It's really a shame that Lemieux passed on it, though. That would have been a good fucking fight, man. Stevens versus Lemieux.
What are they going to do Lemieux then? They're going to give him the Quillen fight, then, you think?
Probably. I see that. I think so. Because, I mean, you got to think Quillen's bigger money for Lemieux than Stevens would have been.
Yo, did you guys hear about that that wonderful... Damn. Did you guys just read what Malhofer wrote in the chat? Anyways, sorry about the dead air, but that Danny Garcia, fucking Lamont Peterson, Danny Jacobs triple header. Aren't you guys pumped for that shit?
No.
Yo, but they're fighting like top quality opposition though. They're all fighting TBAs.
Which triple header are you talking about?
The triple header of the TBA. They're showcasing the TBAs.
Great time.
Wait, what date is this on?
On August 9th,
man. The one that Porter Brooks supposed to be on.
Yeah.
Let me have a quick rant before we get out of here.
Dude,
Danny Garcia is fighting TBA. Lamont Peterson is fighting TBA's cousin TBA. And then Danny Jacobs is fighting TBA's older brother TBA.
No, Danny Jacobs is fighting Jared Fletcher.
Yeah, he's going to fight Fletcher. But
okay.
We need to do something, man. I don't have Twitter and all that, but something has to happen, like, because Garcia and Peterson should be fighting each other. I don't want to see them in showcases, man. Like, Like what? They're talking about, I'm hearing Peterson, Judah.
No,
Why is Judah getting another shot?
You know what?
What's up, Nato?
You're
That
lagging
is
out.
true. No, I was gonna say though, the thing with Danny Garcia and Peterson that I don't like is that's bullshit. Peterson doesn't deserve a shot at Garcia. Fuck out of here with
He's
that
got the
bullshit.
belt, man. Unification.
He's got the belt because his bitch ass made Lucas Matisse fight at 141 and he got knocked the fuck out.
Nota, don't bark at me, man. I like it when you shout at people, but don't do it to me, man.
Nota started to flip then.
He's got the belt, man. If Garcia, what better fight is there out there? What better fight
Dude,
is there out there?
Peterson is the definition of a paper champion, man. He's
Well,
as big of a
what better
paper
fight
champion
is
as
there out
anyone
there?
in history.
All right, then. Well, it's light work for
Herrera.
Dom. He can clean up.
Mauricio Herrera. People should be demanding that Garcia rematch Herrera because he was lucky to get out of there with that win. Herrera schooled his ass.
I agree.
I'd rather see them fight. All I'm saying is I'd rather see them fight than both of them in stupid showcases. That's what I'm saying.
Let me just defend Ari's point for 1 second now. Look, this is supposed to be Danny's last fight at 140, right? That's what he said. That's what he said allegedly. Now look, if this is your last fucking fight at 140, shouldn't it be of some sort of fucking like meaning or significance? Shouldn't he try to unify it? I mean, look, we all agree that Lamont Peterson is a fucking paper champ, but it's better than fighting him than fucking Guerrero. That's who he's rumored supposed to fight, right?
Wait, against who?
Guerrero, right? Bracero? Isn't that
Bracero.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, look, you say you're going to have one more fight at 140. You're going to fight a fucking own. That's just my 2 cents.
I'm sure that Bukayo fight can't happen, man. Come on, man. That guy's got no power. Who's he even fought to even deserve the fight?
Yeah, but Ari, if not him, who?
Yeah.
Well, that's insane. That's with Peterson, man. Or one of the rematches. Other than that, I really don't want to see. I don't want to see Garcia. Then might as well just jump up to 47 right now.
I mean, Peterson is at least a legit opponent. I mean, in that regard.
Yeah, I mean, and you guys heard Nest like backtracking yesterday, right? He said Garcia can't fight Peterson because those are two Heyman commodities, and
oh my god,
we'd be canceling each other out.
He sucked in that Heyman shit, man. I'm fully off that Heyman shit, until he gives me some nice 50-50s. I can't deal with him no more.
He's gonna have to make like 10 50-50s to get back on the train, man.
Because all he's doing is
this guy. I'm sorry, this guy made one fucking great 50-50 fight, and we're supposed to be sucking his dick for a full year after that shit. Get the fuck out of here, man. Fucking Al Heyman, go suck some trainees' dicks, you fucking faggot.
Well, I think Bob Arum leaked out that rumor, man.
and then Heyman backfired against Oscar with those dildo pics, right?
Hey, talk about Oscar, man. He looked a bit coked up. He looked a bit coked up in that interview, man. It's not good.
Where's Kid J? Where's Kid J?
He's always smiling, man. You can't really trust a guy that's always smiling. You know what I mean? He's smiling too much, man. It's good to smile, but you're just smiling for the sake of smiling.
Hey, alligators are always smiling too.
You know what I mean?
Yo, Ari, you think he's smiling when he's getting that strap on up his ass?
I don't want to think what he's doing when he's having that.
Yeah, no discussing that, please. This is the Boxing Coalition. This is serious.
We're the coalition, all right.
Yep. Yo, guys.
Serious boxing discussion here only.
I think we'll call it a day, but let me just quickly do the chat room roll call. Casual fan, Jas, ringleader, Ari, Mao, Nick G, Nota, Z334, Antonio from Albany, Flomo Bot holding it down, Die Hard, Cass, Killish Shan, always in the chat, Dave the Sinister, NC Mooney, AJN83, EDC Lawyer, Not Normal, JY, Monocle78, and a few guests. That's about it, guys. If you got any final thoughts, speak now. If not, we'll go. I guess that's a no. Peace out, guys.
Peace.
You just listened to the Boxing Coalition.
I did, and I love boxing. I fucking love boxing.
A big shout out to the Boxing Coalition.
Kimo got this Boxing Coalition shit going on.
Who the fuck is Ringside Raw?
I'm Ringside Robert, guys. Hey, if you're a casual fan, go fuck yourself, man.
Daniel, don't take the backseat of the car while you're driving them. That could be dangerous.
First time I hear the show, man, it was fucking badass.
Vamos a Argentina, la concha de su madre.
I see the bomb in them.
You can't come at the Lebanese prince.
Hey, I'm the Arab prince, motherfucker, so I can talk whatever I want, yeah?
I'm never surprised with anything Bob Arum says. I just hope he dies, son.
Do you want to be entertained or you want to see the best fight?
Both.
Yeah, oh, shit, you just want it all, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, that's what casual fans want.
Fuck you, man.
You used all your bandwidth this month on the Boxing Coalition. That's what that was.
Hey, come on, man. Don't be jealous, man.
I'm jealous, man. I'm jealous. Fuck that shit. I'm jealous.
How about you tell us what you weigh for your final thoughts?
My weight?
Thanks for listening to the Boxing Coalition. We are live every Monday 10 p.m. to 12 a.m. UK time.